lose ourselves in the spirit of things. We lose our sight when we put our trust in things of this material world, of things that fade away. Let me keep coming back, 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 keep coming back. Of things we know. We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another night of EURC Rocket League. Today, we have the lower bracket of the final 16, or is it 32? Anyway, Drumsos is with me here for this one, and hopefully he can shed a bit of light on that, as I've just seemed to have lost my mind a bit.
It is the final 16, can confirm. Although I think it's technically 15 now, as BCU have forfeited, so...
Yeah,
team's
I
gone from the
suppose
top
you're right.
16.
That's probably what's thrown me off. But yeah, we will be moving on to the final 8, and all these teams, like I said, are in this lower bracket run. They have no second lives. You lose tonight, you are out.
Oh yeah, and I mean a lot of teams in this bracket have had to clutch quite a bit so far. So I mean, as the pressure's going to be ramping up, I think it's going to lead into some interesting games. You talk about this first one that we're going to be watching.
Yeah, so our first game tonight is a losers round 1. Fair Play Groningen going up against Bath Salts. Both these teams, if they manage to come through this first one, they then have to face up against Lancaster. And it's a long run tonight if they think they can make it through. But they will be feeling confident. I mean, you've got a few stats on Groningen that you can share with us right now about what they did a couple of weeks back.
I mean, when they started off in Group A, they went down to the lower bracket immediately, losing 3-1 to Warwick. And then there was that insane back-to-back reverse sweep, 3-2 win against Sussex, and then 3-2 against Brighton. So we know that this team can clutch it out. But against Bath, who have had a slightly easier run so far. I mean, they got 3-0'd by Portsmouth in their first game, but then went through on a forfeit against Dublin Apes and had to beat Salford 3-1 to make it to week 2, or round 2, sorry.
Yeah, but both these teams last week fell foul of a 3-0, and they need to change that around. They need to get their first wins in this final 16 and then move them into series victories, because if they can't do any of that, that's it. They're gone. Simple as.
Yeah, we're into... I mean, this is no lives left territory for this second round. And with the upper bracket, I think the quarterfinals starting next week, there's everything to play for. Is it next week the quarterfinals start, or the week after?
It should be next week. I don't think we will have a break in between. But just a reminder for the teams who are actually through to that and do not need to play tonight. From this side of the pool, I should say, we have Erasmus Esports Rotterdam and UWEC Stags. Both of these teams going comfortable 3-0 wins in the winners' semi-finals. And then from our other bracket that we'll be catching teams later on in the night from as well, we had Berlin Phoenix take down KSC Lomors, and we're actually got Thorns versus Nottingham set to be played tonight at some point. That will be actually over on the UK stream as their first game over on Rocket Kingdoms. As that one, Discord went down. Nottingham Trent aren't great at staying in contact with each other. So it took them a while, and yeah, they delayed the game for a week. So that'll be played as well over there.
We do have a lot of different streams showcasing some different games this evening. We have the main stream here. I guess we should have introduced ourselves first. I'm Drumsaws. That's Princey over there. And,
probably good, yes.
There's also the Rocket Kingdom TV hosting the UK language stream. There is Gaming Alliance Official hosting the Dutch stream. There's a Finnish stream in OULU Arctic Gaming, and an Irish stream, which I don't know if that's in Irish language, but I'd love to see it.
It'd be interesting.
That's Irish Collegiate Esports.
Yeah, well, they will be following DCU, who actually will also be on stream for us later in their game versus Jyväskylä. And then the winner of that we will continue with. That's game 3 and game 4. So we've got plenty of time left. We're just waiting on Groningen to appear for our first game to get underway. But yeah, Drums, give us a prediction. What do you think? What do you think will happen here? Bath Salts, Groningen. We know Bath. We know what Bath are like. We don't know too much about Groningen, really.
I mean, I have to give it to Groningen, I think. Just looking at pure results from the last few weeks. I mean, they've lost so far to Portsmouth and Warwick. That's a couple of teams that, any team could fall to. But having taken out Sussex and Brighton, that's two of the biggest teams. I mean, that's two, easy top 8 National League teams for UK Uni Esports. And Bath, I think, so far haven't quite had the same test that Fairplay have made it through. So I think it has to be to Groningen.
Okay, I'll probably pretty much agree with you, but something that Scenarius showed us both was a clip from last year's EURC where Groningen saved an open net in game 2 with a minute to go against Lancaster. That was going to put them 1-0 up in the lead. The teammate saved the shot, and then they went on to lose the series. Now, that shows that they can fall apart. They get a bit too confident maybe, and it all ends up going bad. But we have the players in, and I believe everyone is set to go. We are indeed. So we will be getting Game 1 underway. I am excited for this.
So am I. Welcome to the EURC stream, everybody. It's an even kickoff. Oh, he's gone for the long name. That's going to throw me off a little bit at first. That's Face. Coach Face.
Good name, to be fair.
Pressure onto the Bath half so far. Adam tries to put it up high, blocked by Face. He's going for the double tap. Can't quite make it. That's a lot of time in front of net spent there for Groningen, but nothing comes from it so far.
I'm just interested. Bath don't have their main roster up. Vex is missing right now, and That's not great for them. He was meant to be playing in the Uni 6-man series earlier on in the afternoon with me, and he said his computer basically stopped working and he couldn't open Rocket League and it went all south. And those problems are still haunting him because they have Hemi in place of him tonight. So, interesting to see how they're working. Not looking great right now. A lot of pressure coming out against them. They are just about managing to hold on, though.
So it's all going to be about how much Joel and Adam G can step up, using one of their key players in Vex. But holding out so far, just over a minute gone. Adam, no boost. Gonna try and dribble this. Over one. Nice beat, but face. Gets it back towards net. Hemi waiting on the backboard, blocked by Joel. Cookie's gonna put that in the middle. Shut down. Now Tim. The face. Beats two on the corner. Just Joel left to beat, but Joel stays low. Gets it cleared, and I don't think I've seen the ball enter the Groningen half yet.
No, that has definitely not happened. Well, speak of the devil, here we go. It's moved over to the other side. No, it just looks right now at the minute, though, that it is a matter of time before Groningen catch this first goal. But for all that, Bath, they've defended pretty well. You know, there's not been a big open net opportunity as such. They've shut it down when needed to. A little bit shaky at times. Nothing too dangerous. I think Groningen maybe just catching themselves out a bit with how much pressure they're getting.
I mean, you mentioned earlier the clip of last year when they got a bit overconfident and didn't score that open net. You have to wonder if that might happen this series where they're getting so much pressure. They might get a little bit pushed up and be susceptible to a counter-attack. Almost saw one there. Cookie is going to beat Hemi in the air to get that gone. Joel has lots of time. Nice tap to Adam G. Adam's going to play it up high. Get the second touch, but Joel has to bail him out. And they look a bit panicky right now to Bath.
Yeah, well, that's possibly, you know, what happens when you get a roster change. I'm not too sure, to be honest. They've really got to figure that out quickly, if possible, to fix them. To fix that up, because you've got to be confident and trust your teammates. If you can't do that, you're stuck in a bit of a pickle throughout the whole game, and then you're always hesitating.
I mean, when you're playing with a sub, you're already playing a foot down, and when you're the underdog, like Bath is, another thing going against you. And again, the pressure mounting up. Groningen assaulting the net. Cookie is going to play that softly to the corner. It's awkward for Adam. He gets it over two. Timothy's on the back rotation. That's going to be a little bit of time spent there. Adam can center it, but nobody's there. Hemi can't get there. That's almost gone in just off the post, and that's going to be a wide open net for Cookie. Groningen open up the scoreline.
Yeah, Hemi jumps way too early on this. Don't think he realizes he has time and it's not in. Joel does try and come to help him out, but unfortunately, they just end up in the middle of nowhere. Cookie with a nice hit to the other end. And for all the pressure, they finally get rewarded with the first goal. I was thinking this could have maybe ended up being a sort of smash and grab for Bath. They would have loved that. Unfortunately, now they need to at least just get one to tie it up, but we've not yet seen a we've not yet seen a shot on target from them.
I mean, they've put a few attempts in. It does feel like just a matter of time, but they're nowhere near any kind of convincing pressure so far. The face, that's a mistouch. That's going to leave Adam. A nice pass to Hemi. Hemi has the shot, puts it a bit high. Joel can't get to it either. Adam's going to play that over to Hemi, but Hemi on the back rotation, and Bath have their first real chance, but nothing coming from it once again.
Yeah, 40 seconds to go. They're now finally, you know, breaking out their half, getting pressure, just not really finding each other. I mean, with 30 seconds to go, it looks pretty much set at how this game was going, that Groningen will see this one through. But now they need to... Bath, if they can start the next game up, like they're doing a bit more now, they've opened up themselves a bit on rotation. They're allowing more plays to occur. It's a positive sign. I mean, as I say that, there's chances like that that could maybe just fall all the way in.
I think face, good read knowing it wasn't in, but left it just a slight bit too long. But now with the time ticking down and the ball bouncing towards the bar, that's going to go down, and game one. Maybe not the scoreline we were expecting, 1-0 for Groningen.
No, it was... I mean, from what we saw in that first minute, this has come out to be a lot closer, and only 5 saves required for Bath. That's, to be honest, less than what felt like was the case because of how much pressure they had. But I guess they could be comfortable. They didn't get threatened until right at the very end, and it was just a couple long hits that somewhat made it to net. Bath really have to try and take control of the game now, at least a little bit, in part, in terms of defense, get some big clears and relieve themselves of the pressure that they were putting themselves under, because they just couldn't do anything.
I mean, yeah, they kind of started looking like they were figuring it out towards the end of that game, but still nothing coming of it. There was a nice couple passing attempts, but I think they need to be a little bit more fast, a little bit more, I think, decisive with their defending, and definitely a little way to go before they can look like this series.
Yeah, you'd hope for their sake that they come out of this game too a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more from them. They just get something going. Try and catch Groningen out, maybe a demo or two, because Groningen basically camped in their half for the first 2.5, 3 minutes. And that should never be allowed to happen. But they were boost starving really well, and it was just Bath holding on. To be fair, that's also a dangerous sign for Groningen. All that pressure, and you could only put 1 goal in.
Yeah, good point. That's a nice pass from Face to Cookie. Sorry, Timothy. Not a convincing clear from Hemi. Joel getting bumped. That's going to just drop in. Much quicker start for Groningen this time. 1-0, 22 seconds.
Yeah, they come out with the big demo here on net. Joel caught out, can't do anything about that, and the ball slowly lofts its way into the net. A nice play, and much more like it for Groningen, I suppose. More like what they wanted.
You've always said, in these university games, demos tend to be really underutilized. Not really a team that goes for, not as many as they should, but as many as they could. What a save! What an absolutely wonderful save from Bath.
There's an interesting demo snipe there from Cookie coming out, just stopping Bath even being able to push forwards with any pressure. This one probably should have been passed there from Cookie. Timmy, or Timotheus, I should say, turned around looking for the opportunity. It was there if, they played it through, but elected just for the weak hit on net. Not quite got the decision-making set up yet, but I guess that doesn't really matter too much when they get a lot of pressure going forwards, a lot of chances on the ball. Adam G just stops that one from getting through on the line.
But he's put it up high and everybody's backed off. Chance for some pressure. Joel is up high, he's behind Face, but can't get the double. Hemi beaten by a nice touch from Cookie. They get up to the corner, look for the pinch, but Adam reads it well. Had to follow up with the block there. That's going to be a nice shot from Timothy to make it 2-0. I keep saying Timothy. Timotheus? Timothy? Tim?
I might just call him Timmy, because he's a lot easier. It's a nice shot. He gets up to that one quickly, beats Hemi. The last man in net for Bath can't get there fast enough. Just doesn't react in time, and yeah, this is probably more what we were looking at the scoreline to be for game 1. Bath are still just struggling to really push themselves into the half. They've not yet got a shot once again. 2 shots in 7 minutes of gameplay isn't a great stat.
That being said, oh, that's a massive defensive misplay from Bath, but Joel there for the recovery. Yeah, that being said,
Ooh.
I was going to say they're doing a lot better offense-wise than they were this time last game, but not quite defense-wise, I don't think.
No, very similar shot from Timmy. Great hit on the angle with the flip. Looking to show off those upside-down hits, and it's going well for him. Now 3-0 with 3 minutes to go. The way Bath have been playing so far, this just looks like a straight 3-0 sweep, to be honest. And that's a shame. It would have been interesting if they could have applied a lot more pressure with having Vex on the team, because unfortunately they've lost a man who reached 1750 this season, and Hemi, although, he's holding his own at the minute where he can, he's only a C3. And just that skill difference can really cost you in these situations.
I mean, like you say, keeping up quite well. There's been a few double commits, a few sort of hesitations towards the ball, but apart from that, nothing really Noticeable for Bath.
Oh,
Oh.
Timotheus picking up the hat trick in style. It just sits on this for ages, and Hemi goes flying. Speak of the man. He gets sent off on one. The other two, I don't know. They just sat and watched. Maybe Hemi called it, so they didn't even think about going. That's a way to put a man down when they're already in pain, though. Doing them dirty there.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, and Face going for another one, yeah. We suddenly lost... Bath have lost all competency at the back. Just jumping on everything, and these guys for the Groningen team have realized it and taking their time to just watch them fly across the screen. It's a painful thing as a defender, but it's so satisfying when you're the one scoring the goals.
Oh yeah, you can tell that Groningen's feeling good now. They're just finding every chance. And Bath can't get a single thing going once again. Goal forced to make a save. Almost gets the boost stolen from him. Leave just Adam G at the back. Botheus, big centre. Tough shot for Face. Doesn't quite make it.
Stats once again, very reminiscent of game one. However, the big important difference is that number at the top, the goal scored, now 6-0. As Cookie sends that one through, a big double commit in net. And Joel also elects to turn out rather than stay on the goal line. It's just not going right for them.
A lovely angle from Cookie, gotta say. But like you say with the stats, it's similar to last game, but it's the extremes this time. It is 12 shots from Groningen to a big fat 0 from Bath. They just haven't taken off.
No, and Face wants the demos as well. They want to rub it in. We can maybe see a Brazil here. It's looking very likely that it could happen with still a minute to go in this game. But I think that more relies on Groningen actually scoring an own goal than Bath getting forwards. At this point in time, there's just no offense coming from them at all.
I think it's what's more important to Groningen. Is it the Brazil or is it the 0 shots against?
Well, they can still concede and have 0 shots against. They just need to score it. And what a play that is!
Face.
As Face does indeed put them 7 up. Timotheus slams out one middle. Hemi's caught on the back foot. Joel can't make it back to that in time. A really speedy 1-2. And yeah, and we have another 5 minutes to go, at least, for Bath. They can possibly start a reverse sweep. It just doesn't look likely. But there's the Brazil!
It's a really nice goal from Adam G as well. I don't think Groningen were giving that to them. I mean, it's a bit of a whiff from Face, but lovely angle double touch from Adam G.
Yeah, if you got to take anything from this, Bath, you guys have 100% shooting to goal ratio. Just take that into your next game and shore up the defense. Don't own goal like you've just done there.
Oh, they clearly just wanted to spoil the Brazil. That's all they wanted to do. It was intentional.
Yeah, Adam G not quite getting the read on that one. 8-1 in this game. That's a painful one to take.
Makes me wonder what happened last game to Groningen. Because that was a mere 1-0.
I'd probably just give them more respect than they are now. I think, you're not sure on your opponents. You should always start out with respect and figure out the ins and outs of what they do. And then they notice in that game 1 that they don't have any pressure going forwards. As we see Face decide to stick that one in the back of his own net, make this game a 10-goal game. Very heavily weighted in favour of Groningen, though, basically picking up 9 of the 10 goals.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the classic scorelines. I would hate to be a Bath fan right now.
Why did you do that?
Gotta be done. But yeah, I mean, what can Bath do at the moment to break this? I've got just relentless pressure that Groningen
They
have them
they
under.
need to speed up. They look so flat-footed, so unsure of themselves. And I mean, just watching the little replays behind the scoreboard, you can just see every time it shows a Bath player, they're reversing the 3-point turning. This is not something you can be doing at any sort of high-level Rocket League game, because it just slows you down so much. You burn so much more boost. You lose all momentum. They just need to speed up. I think as soon as they start speeding up, we might see a bit more offense coming out from them, because when you're so slow, you give the ball away so easily, and then you fight so hard to get it back, but you're always second. So every 50 is going in favor of Groningen. It's always ending up back in Bath's half. Speed it up, and then maybe get some demos. Try and reduce the number of Groningen players on the field as much as possible, because I don't think they've picked up one demo either yet.
Yeah, I mean, whatever they need to do, they need to get it done in spades and quickly. They have a lot of ground to make up after that second game. And I mean, we could be looking at potentially the last game of the series here. 3-0 for Groningen, but 5 minutes separates them from that. I mean,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
It's fine. I was gonna say they have this to like make or break this EURC season.
Oh yeah.
They will be heavily disappointed if this is how they drop out. So I think they've just got to go with the mentality. There's nothing to lose now, guys. Let's just show that we can be a half-decent team.
Starting in favour of Groningen again, though. That's an awkward spot for Cookie and Timotheus to be in, though. Cool. Let me tap it down. Cookie's there. Adam going for the demo. Cookie. Oh, that's just demolished the mind of Adam G. He didn't know where to be for that play.
They're just outplaying them so well at the minute. Every touch is just so controlled from Groningen, but Bath have no idea. They're not able to read what's going on, and they just keep charging. I don't think they've done one fake challenge either this game, and you know, it's something that when you're stuck in a very defensive situation, it's probably useful to do, because you can keep bodies behind the ball, and that helps to stop conceding.
Not a convincing effort from Joel there. That's down. One more Bath offense. Nice touch around face, though. Gonna put an awkward center in, but Adam G demoed by face. Bit of vengeance. There's the first demo. Hemi takes down Timotheus. And might give them a taste for blood, you never know.
Well, you hope to see. In this case, they've got 3.5 minutes now to turn this game around. It is only 1 goal down that they are. That's a big miss. Hemi's got time here. Rushes the play. He had a bit more time than he thought, and him and Joel ended up stacking behind the ball as well. Just not quite on the same wavelength.
That's an awkward touch.
Yeah, this is the trouble you have bringing a sub in. I mean, we've seen some pro teams in the RLCS do it very well. Arju for Mouse Sports and Fireburner for Cloud9. It's just sadly not working in the same way here.
I mean, not working so far. There's, like you say, still only 1 goal, still more than half the game left. And Hemi, he's getting a bit more time on the ball. He's, like you say, he's panicking a little bit. That's his second demo this game so far. He might be starting to find his role. But the ball, once again, struggling to leave the Bath half, which is a phrase I love saying. Bit of a whiff. Leave a shot for face. Oh, the big fake from Cookie. 2-0 in, once again, brilliant style from Groningen.
Yeah, nice fake. Hemi just thought that Cookie would charge straight at that ball. Alexa dipped the nose out, sends the goalkeeper off on a wild goose chase. And now, for a lot less pressure these guys have put up in this game 3, a comfortable 2-0 lead, because there's just been no offense from Bath. Even Cookie here electing to take the ball off his teammate to stop them having more shots. That's a weird one, that. I'm not too sure what's going on there.
Might be seeing a repeat of last year's overconfidence, maybe.
Oh, that
Oh.
was close though, and it does end up going in the back of the net. Timotheus with a nice quick hit after the ceiling, a speedy turn. Can't quite put it in himself, but Cookie showing Groningen's strongest aspect here, the upside down car control into the shot. They've scored so many of their goals in that same vein.
Yeah, just nobody from Bath expecting the power that he can get on these things. And like you say, it's just caught them off guard. No one's been ready for it, really. That's 2 more out of the defense once again for Bath. Hemi, last man back, makes a big save over to Joel on the side. Bounce going to be awkward for Cookie, but he's done very well. Not too well there, though. That's going to be an open net, but Timotheus just gets there. Hemi, 0 boost. He's up on the backboard. Almost gets the Doomsy. Can't quite. And another open net.
Oh, that was caught Timotheus out, and he just ends up reversing it into his own net. Yeah, so that's the thing that happened. Maybe Bath can just take full advantage of it now. It's now back to 2. I don't really know how to feel.
It feels like a relatively meaningless goal in the long run, but still, Bath have got one.
They have one, but they still need 2 more, and there's only 50 seconds and counting to go. It just doesn't look like it's going to happen. That's a good clear from Joel, though. But everyone's still in the back line. Another bad touch, however, here. This ball.
That's an open net.
Oh, no one from Bath pushing. They really should have just gone all out for it there.
Bath's best chances so far have been when they catch Groningen off guard. All 3 players, pushed up on that offense.
Oh, that's a nice pass.
Oh, Joel faked out by the challenge from Face. But starting to get some more offense on the go. Adam G had a chance there, but Face was just too speedy. Joel can't get that one on target, but there's 2 defenders there anyway. And as the last 10 seconds count down, 2 goals needed for Bath. It's just looking like an insurmountable task.
It is indeed. This ball has hit the ground. Groningen take the losers round 1 in a sweep. A very comfortable game there for them. And that will see them move on now to face Lancaster.
It's a tough game to go from, Bath playing without their full roster to Lancaster. Probably one of the best teams in Europe at the moment. And hopefully they can take off what... I don't know, it's awkward going from a game like this to a game where you have to really speed up to match your opponents.
Yeah, this might actually catch them out because... Well, the one thing it will give them, although probably not speed and rotations, would be confidence. As long as, they realise they're up for a much tougher series next. Because, Bath, they had a sub. It sadly cost them big time here. They couldn't get anything going. And it's unfortunate that's the way they bow out of this competition. But sometimes that's the way things go. It's just not your day and it doesn't work out. Now we need, for Groningen's sake, they need to speed up probably for the next series because Lancaster ended up down here last week losing 3-0 to UWE and getting swept and then losing the last game in Brazil against them. And that all came about after speaking with DMAC and Films, was that Tylacto didn't want to warm up. He didn't think it was needed, and he also had other things to do, so they didn't really have the time. But that will be changing this week. I'm sure they will not leave that up to chance again.
Oh yeah.
So we will see you will see a much stronger Lancaster side over on the Rocket Kingdoms matchup, if you want to go see that game there. After a short break, we will be bringing you our next match, which will be Portsmouth Paladins versus Northern Lions. That should be a pretty good matchup as well.
Oh yeah. Portsmouth, what more can be said? They've 3-0'd all but one of their series so far in the EURC, losing only to Erasmus. And Northern Lions, they've not had quite the same run of success having been 3-1 by University of West England before. But they're still two very, very high-ranked teams.
Yeah, and that it all comes down to whoever wins that makes the last 8, because that is the round 2. But we will bring you more information about that when the time comes, when we get close to that matchup. But right now we will be going for a quick break. Don't go anywhere, guys, because this is going to be a much better matchup, a much closer matchup. We probably could see it go the full 5. So don't go anywhere.
Also ganz ehrlich, 15% Herz sind ja ganz nice, aber du musst definitiv auf das Live-Set gehen, weil es in Kombi mit Schildbonus immer viel mehr bringt. Vor allem, wenn du voll auf Konstitution skillst. Dann ist alles vorbei. Besonders, wenn dein Mainstat in Prozent ist und nicht flat, aber das ist ja eh klar.
Ja klar. them win. There's an evil inside, just lurking way down below. And if I can't hold my breath, then I'm bound to become hollow. Can you say that I've disappeared? Can you say that I wasn't there for you when you went into hiding on the front steps of your porch? And I reflected on the memories, but I put out that torch. Hey! But I put out that torch. But I put out that torch. You make me feel like home. You turn around, I feel the breeze over me. You watch your dreams unfold. Let it come around and let it breathe over me. It's time to go away into the light. I feel the calming energy. I see the darkness coming, and I'm calling you to help me set me free. I'm calling for you. I'm calling for you. I'm calling for
Throwing caution to the wind. I'll take a chance and let you in. Just take my hand and take me home tonight. We defeat all impossibilities. Yeah, you and me. We'll take our hearts and run free into the wild.
Hello and welcome back to the EURC. My name is Drumzors, joined once again by my good friend Princey.
Hello,
And
hello.
having witnessed our first team going out of this top 16, we're now faced with a much, I'd say more of a spectacle of a game. Portsmouth versus Northern Lions. Princey, what can you tell us about these two teams?
Well, I had the joy of casting both these guys here on the Uniliga Twitch channel just last week. Portsmouth came up against a very strong Erasmus Rotterdam team, and they just couldn't break them down. They also didn't look quite as solid as they normally do, or as they did last season, I should say, because this season they've had a good few wobbles. They've had problems, and they've not quite sorted those out yet. They had a wobble just last night against Sussex. They didn't play anywhere near as good as they probably, are expected to, but they still managed to come through that 4-2 to secure a top 4 spot in NSE again this season. And now, hopefully, with, one monkey off the back a bit, at least, they can now sort of push on. But then you have Northern Lions on the other end who, again, they went down to a 3-0 against UWE. But both these teams actually getting knocked down by... No, it wasn't. No, never mind. Ignore that. But yeah, Northern Lions got knocked down by UWE, and they got knocked down pretty comfortably as well. They took way too long to get started. They were really slow building up play last week in their first few games. They finally started getting something going. They won game 3, but it wasn't good enough. And from what I'd seen before, because I followed them in the qualifiers and through in the opening rounds as well, for the group stages or whatever it was back then, but my brain doesn't hold memory too well. But yeah, they were really good back then, and then they just had a very bad week last week. I think that they will be hoping to put that behind them and put this one through. So this should be a very close matchup, but I think it more depends on which Portsmouth side shows up.
Yeah, I mean Portsmouth, they've typically been the strongest side whenever they've played with their absolute best. So that would be Psycho, Esper, and Geordie. But I mean, their last game they lost 3-0 to Erasmus. They're coming in with, like you say, Northern Lions only got 3-1. They managed to get a game in the last series. Portsmouth are coming in after a just complete defeat last time.
But saying that, they were up against Wizard, who was on fire. He got 7 saves in game 1. Portsmouth were getting a lot of shots, but they were all pop shots. They were all half attempts. There weren't any clear-cut opportunities. But yeah, Rotterdam were on fire. They were saving everything. You couldn't get past them that day. So, maybe that was just unfortunate for them that was the case. But we do have our players in the lobby. Maybe we can get them to join if I can get on my game. There we go. Oh, yeah. This probably should go the full 5, I would expect. I mean... If you had to give it to which team, to one team, which one would you give it?
I think Portsmouth. I reckon. I think they've been practicing. I think they're on form today, and when they're on form, they are just unbeatable.
We actually, interestingly, see Esper out of the Esper for once. He has given up using that car, trying to make the namesake for himself on it. And maybe, that's what they need, because right now, Portsmouth are coming out fiery. Psycho getting an early lead on that one.
That's just lovely patience. Not the best touch from Rifle Games, but Geordie just knows exactly where Psycho is. Knows that he's going to be barreling down the middle. All he needs is that little tap, just to set him up for that lovely top corner shot. And yeah, Portsmouth, 15 seconds in, that's a strong opener. They're already looking comfortable this game.
I mean, Rifle Games looked a little bit wobbly in there. It seemed like he was way too fast compared to the speed at which the ball was shot at him. Expecting a lot more, but that's just completely taken apart what you've said, as Noddy will pick up an open net. Esper and Psycho both going up on that, neither able to make the touch. And the ball slowly rolls through.
Maybe a little bit too comfortable. You got to keep up these communications, even when the ball is in non-threatening situations like it was.
To be honest, I think this is the curse of Portsmouth this whole season. With Esper increasing from a 1600 all the way up to 1900 as he has this season, I think we've seen him play a lot faster than he normally would, but it's really thrown off rotations. And they haven't really been able to adapt and work around it yet as a 3. So we've seen a lot more double commits than we did in that first season of NSC, which they went on to win. Geordie, though, gets a good opportunity here for a double tap. It's a good cutout by Noddy.
Noddy and his double taps, he loves going for them. Well, that famous one from the NSC Winter Finals. Noddy, 1-on-1 now. Tries to go for the bump, just almost sneaks its way through. Saved by the post for Portsmouth. Psycho tries to get the counter-attack, but Noddy is going to get the mistouch away from Psycho. Geordie plays it up the corner. Psycho's waiting on the corner. Can't find the angle, but nobody's there in the middle for Portsmouth. Rifle.
This game started out really quickly right now. Both teams properly going for this. A very different game to what we saw in that first series. As both these teams know what's on the line. This is their chance to make top 8. Or just miss out on the last hurdle, because there is no other game for them tonight. This is it. You've put everything into these 5 games. You've just got to give your life and blood to these 5 games, basically, if you want to make it, if you want to see yourself get through. And we are currently tied, only 2 minutes played so far. It feels like this one's been going forever already.
Oh yeah, the higher speed means a lot more has been packed into this 2 minutes than last game. But I have to say, pressure's been going slightly in favour of Portsmouth. I think they've had a few more chances. But nicely broken by Northern Lions so far. Rifle is going to have the counter-attack chance. Can only pop it to Esper on the backboard though. Gets the pinch. Wait, 2 players up once again for Portsmouth, and Geordie makes it 3. Kind of a staggered triple commit there from Portsmouth. Noddy sends it to the middle. Esper's up nice and quick. No boost now to follow this though. But Sai wasn't ready for it. Rifle. Back up. It's just, once again, it's so back and forth between these 2 teams.
And the game's just become a lot more of a midfield battle, but as I say that, Psycho with the delicate backflip pass off the back wall manages to pull out 2 defenders. Huge whiffs, the third man in net, just thought they must have it. But they didn't. Esper's there, and 2-1 to Portsmouth.
That's such a lovely mind game. Taking out 2 players. Esper almost gifted an open net for the third one for Portsmouth, but back. Sai has a huge reach to get up to that. Can't quite. Noddy. Low dribble. He's been going for a lot of these dribbles so far this game. I have to think he's going to be looking to catch out more of the Portsmouth players.
Yeah, not yet working out. One thing he is known for is his connection with Sai. Those 2 make a lethal duo up top. Able to find each other a lot with their opportunities and passes. But not quite getting the opportunities to do so yet, as they are being shut down very quickly. Sai, though, up on this one. Cut out by Esper. And now the quick counter-attack for Portsmouth. Rifle game stuck in an awkward spot. He doesn't hit it. Off the post. That was close.
Northern Lions gotten away with that one. Geordie can only play that to space. Psycho doesn't quite have the boost, having missed the corner. Esper puts that up high. Sai's taken out of the game. Now 2 players in the corner there for Northern Lions. Falls to Noddy. A nice little 1-2 to get it back up the pitch. And Rifle can't get the good connection. Be a slow roller. Easy save for Portsmouth.
It was a big whiff from Geordie. Just didn't make the read. Unfortunately, they couldn't counter that. Well, take the opportunity afforded to them. As Northern Lion Esports only have 30 seconds now to try and tie up this game. Maybe one big opportunity coming their way at the end here. We'll see if Portsmouth just decide to try and hold it out or get one more big opportunity. That one almost goes the full length of the pitch.
As we've seen, less and less double commits from Portsmouth. They've just been looking more and more strong. And Esper proving that. Geordie, nice pass off the backboard. And just no contest between Esper and Rifle there. He was first on that all day, every day.
Very
2
good
goals
speed.
the difference.
Yeah, very good speed from Esper flying through on that one. Both of them wearing the Dignitas decals. Maybe, you know, just trying to get a bit of synergy going. And having Esper back on the Octane does look a lot stronger for them at the minute. He looks a lot more solid. And just able to get the hits he was probably struggling to in previous weeks. as this ball will hit the ground. Portsmouth take game 1. Deservedly so, I would say. They definitely had more of the chances and the possession. Esper getting the MVP, something I haven't seen from him in the last few games I've casted. Actually, he's always ended up near the bottom, so very good performance coming out from him here. And yeah, a lot more shots, a lot more opportunities as well.
Like you say, it looks like the only thing holding Esper back was the Esper.
Hey.
The irony of that being that here he's got a lot. Look at the shots count from him. 6 shots. Mounting to 11 in total for Portsmouth. Just the Northern Lions is 5. But neither overwhelmingly accurate. Quite a few just going wide. But I have to say, Portsmouth looking so much stronger towards the end of that game as they were in the beginning. Just as soon as they sorted out the communication issues, it just looked like they were locked in.
Yeah, they looked a little shaky maybe to begin with. It was very even for the first few minutes, with Northern Lions getting opportunities as well going forwards. But as you say, Portsmouth grew into that game, looked a lot stronger at the end, and now we need to see more from Northern Lions. They need to really get a hold back on it and try and manufacture their own chances, really. Maybe, just add a bit more pressure, get Portsmouth to double commit and panic once again, as we know they're prone to it.
No, they're prone to it, so it's whether they can recognize that and try and catch themselves. But again, good speed. Takes out the Northern Line defense. Gordy tries to beat 2 in net. Psycho gets it over Rifle. Sai has an awkward clear. Straight back up to Esper. Doesn't get the hit he's looking for. That's just going to go into no man's land. But free chance there for Psycho in the corner. 2 players in net. And Portsmouth start off with a barrage, but the problem with that is it leaves the net wide open for a counter-attack. Noddy, quick response.
Yeah, nice pass down from Sai. The Sai-Noddy connection I was speaking about in Game 1 coming to fruition there. A quick counter-attack, and that play is exactly what cost them against Groningen. They were getting so frustrated they couldn't put their opportunities away that they ended up overcommitting, trying to force the play. It didn't work out for them, and then they'd end up conceding through the quick counterattacks. This could cost them. Sai getting a lovely little air dribble going here. I think sadly just lost control of the ball. It dropped behind him. But Northern Lions looking a lot better now in this game 1 than they did at the end. In this game 2, sorry, than they did in the end of game 1. But as I say that, of course, Esper here to prove me wrong. It wouldn't be me casting if, I didn't happen to say something and then be completely wrong about that point just after.
As soon as you said that and I saw Esper pushing up on the ball, I just knew that he was going to leather one into the net. It's a lovely shot, and once again, tied up between Portsmouth and Northern Lions. But, like you say, a much more even match so far. Maybe slightly, once again, in favour of Portsmouth, but not quite as dramatically as last game looked.
That was a big double commit from Esper and Jordy, though. Psycho's in an awkward spot. Can just about make the clear away. But they're just looking a bit shaky now, probably throwing themselves at things they shouldn't do, and yeah, trying to be too fast at times. As huge double commits as that. Whew, that was a bit close for comfort.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they got away with that. It looked to me like they were pinching it in. But
Oh,
Psycho,
okay. Hello, Psycho.
oh my god, the
What
double
was
tap
that?
to himself off the floor. That is enormous. What a goal.
Oh, Psycho. Just pulling up big here with that one. That was so quick. Really fast aerial control as well to slam his car back into the ball almost as fast as it was coming back up to him. No chance of saving that, but Noddy comes back right the other way. Flicks it over the man himself. And suddenly, it's back to tied. Who cares what Psycho did just a second ago? Noddy's here flicking it back into your net.
I mean, I said that Noddy looked pretty strong with his dribbles. He's finally proved it. He's just flicked it over. Probably the best player on the pitch in Psycho. And now, 2-2 once again. Still 3 minutes left. This game could go either way.
Esper's getting hounded, and Rifle Games puts that one home as Noddy just goes for the keeper here. bumps Psycho out the way as well after the 50. Just chases Esper around the net. Really well played. We've only had 2 minutes of this game as well, and it feels like it's gone on forever. 5 goals already. This is going to be a long series. I do not see this going in a sweep.
I feel like both teams are still warming up as well. Which is a little bit scary considering we were praising their speed in game 1. And now, Psycho. Another nice little double tap. Off the butt from the corner. Rifle. Not the best
that's
touch.
awkward.
2 players up there. Forced an awkward one from Northern Lions. Psycho. He's up in the air. He's got boost. That's the one place
Oh,
that
that's
you
a
don't want him to
triple
be.
commit as well. Noddy's done well to recover on that.
Psycho is just...
Oh, Psycho's going for the quad touch.
He's just playing with the ball at this point. He keeps getting it up in the air with boost, with space. And that's one thing that they need to stop giving him, Northern Lions.
The problem with that, though, is if he's doing a lot of double taps, triple taps to himself, that'll be pulling his teammates out of position. They're probably expecting passes. And then that's where the overcommits and double commits start coming through. Rifle Game's almost getting an opportunity there, just cut out by Geordie. This game is so back and forth at the minute. Both teams getting ample opportunities.
Oh, Esper can't quite make the double tap, but it fakes out Noddy. Tried to go for the redirect, but shut down by Geordie. Psycho's clear blocked by Sai, but now here's Esper on the dribble. Tries to go for the fake, but Noddy's having none of it. This man plays ones.
Oh, not quite the touch Geordie was after. That's Esper out the game as well. Psycho's got to make the read. He does so, but he's in an awkward spot. And that's a triple commit as well.
Triple
This game
commits
is playing
all round.
This game's being played at such a speed that no one has any idea where their teammates are for the most part, it appears.
Yeah, it's both teams are just trying to push themselves as much as they can. A mistouch from Esper, but it wasn't quite on target. Psycho pushed up so quickly onto that, meeting it. Noddy taken out. I was going to try and put that off middle. It's awkward for Sai. Geordie's up quick. Esper's going to have a free shot, but can't make the connection. That leaves Psycho in an awkward spot. Nice jump from Sai over Esper. Psycho just going to send that over to Geordie. Very smart play, trying to take out as many players as possible from the equation.
We've almost gone the full 3 minutes now without a goal. Psycho looking for another double tap with the floor. Can't quite make that one count. And Esper attempting the back pass to Geordie has just hit it over his head. Psycho once again. They're just ending up a little bit on top of each other again now, Portsmouth. Not quite working out. This might be a good opportunity to end the game here. Esper's got a good demo, and yeah, looking probably like our first overtime of the day. But a pinch chance? No, not quite happening.
What do you mean overtime?
Oh, you almost had it. You almost had it.
Almost
yeah.
had the curse.
I thought we were tied up. My bad. Northern Lions actually take that 3-2.
You have to feel like Portsmouth feel a tiny bit cheated there. Geordie was pixels away from that last goal, the 0-second equaliser. And kudos to Northern Lions against a very strong-looking Portsmouth. They have taken game 2 and tied up the series. This now becomes a best of 3.
This does, and yeah, this is the point where we might see Portsmouth start getting frustrated because they put 13 shots on net that game compared to the 5 of Northern Lions, but only scored 2. Noddy getting 5 saves as well as 2 of the 3 goals and an assist. Noddy, the star performer in that game too there for Northern Lions, and that is exactly what they want going through now, continuing on in this series. They need him to keep popping off because that, I mean, you know, when you got players popping off, it's great. That's where, you know, you're getting the hype going, you're getting the confidence. But sadly, we've just seen the server go down for maintenance. Oh, wait, have we? I'm just joining.
Yeah, so am I.
I'm not sure what's happening there. That's an interesting bug.
Well,
it looks like all the players got kicked out anyway, so hopefully they realize that the lobby's still up. But yeah, it's a interesting fight of the star performers at the minute, isn't it, between Psycho and Noddy?
Yeah, I mean, Psycho has had probably the more flashy goal with that fantastic double touch off the ground. But Noddy has just, every time he's on the ball and has a little bit of space, he's just like so threatening. Like his dribbles, passes, they've just been perfect. So it remains to be seen which of them can rise to the challenge of each other.
Yeah, well, we still have at least 2 more games to go. So a lot of Rocket League left to be played. And honestly, this could go either way still.
Good, Psycho. Big clear. Noddy waiting there. Tries to get the bump, but can't quite. Geordie, high off the backboard. That's awkward for Sai. So I was going to send it. Noddy, I think, was there, but had to dodge a bump. Awkward double commit from Portsmouth. Esper looking a tiny bit shaky. Maybe trying to get rid of the nerves. And that is a lovely dribble from Psycho. Almost found its way in.
Who else than Noddy, though, to stop it on the line? They are really having a battle out on the field between each other. Once again, they're very even. This is a good opportunity for Esper. Rifle Games almost sat on the back foot there. He just about reacted in time to get to that one. And we're all about to go our first minute of the game with no goals. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, unless something strange happens in the next 2 seconds.
Well, you know, Caster's Curse. I'm pretty good at it.
Ooh,
This one
you
coming
nearly
through
had it.
almost too late. Somehow
It's
kept
late.
off the line.
I think Esper maybe kicking himself slightly over that missed chance. Noddy, though, what a 50. A block on that. And the post bounce. Die with the follow-up. Northern Lions almost robbed of a clear goal-scoring chance.
Smart attempt from Rifle Games. He noticed Geordie pre-jumping, just wanted to keep that soft and low to watch the man fly through. Unfortunately, hit it just off the post, but Sai was there. Great positioning to follow through on that one. And yeah, for all the pressure that Portsmouth have had at the start of this game, again, 2 shots for Northern Lions, 1 goal. Probably should have been 1 shot, 1 goal. But it just shows that Portsmouth are getting frustrated. They're struggling to put away opportunities, and it's hurting them mentally.
It's definitely more noticeable, I think, in Esper. His admitting his hesitation. But remains to be seen whether or not he can pick up some of the momentum he had in game 1. Get that back as Geordie tries to find the pass to the middle, but Noddy having none of it. Psycho does put it mid. Geordie, how did he get that much power on that from there? Psycho almost had the follow-up. Esper without any boost. The pinch keeps it in the Northern Lions half. Psycho's going to be up on that one first. Can only keep it high. Esper, the pass goes nowhere, and that's going to kill the momentum there for Portsmouth.
Portsmouth just look to be playing too fast at the minute. They don't seem to... I mean, yes, you can play fast, but you've got to take opportunities. Esper getting a good chance there, but they're burning so much boost and flying around the pitch, but they're not really doing anything with the ball. And you can just see, like, Northern Lions sitting back and just allowing them to, like, fly across the screen as they don't feel threatened.
There's a few chances, like that one, finding their way to net, but like you say, nothing really convincing so far from Portsmouth this game. So maybe they just need to take it down a notch, and
Oh!
how has that not gone in for Northern Lions?
Rifle Game's almost finding that one, cheekily falling off the crossbar. If that had hit any other part of the car besides the wheels, that probably would have just gone straight in, but now on the other end... Oh my god, Psycho's pinched it off the post!
I can't
How has
believe
that one not gone in?
both teams so far have been absolutely robbed of a goal.
Oh, and the
Psycho.
triple commit coming out to stop that
3
one.
defenders to stop that one, yeah.
Noddy with a huge fake! Geordie just cuts that one out as well. This game, so back and forth once again.
I have to say, Geordie Unknown looking very solid right now. Probably the only player from Portsmouth not trying to overexert himself. And clearly paying off in composure. But Noddy.
Oh, what a touch!
Again. What are these ground double taps? Die. The space goes for the flip reset. Gets it!
Oh my god! What
Goal
a flip
from Sai.
reset!
I can't believe he's just scored that. That is nuts.
The late hit from the back of the car just to give it the lift into the crossbar gives Esper no chance. What a goal. 2-0 to Northern Lions. Portsmouth just looked so annoyed. I can just imagine them getting really angry in comms for whatever reason. How many shots have they had this game? They've had 9 shots, and once again struggling to find anything to put in and say that, you know, that one should have been a goal. That, yes, like, I mean, Psycho probably should have thrown one in off the post, but sometimes it happens and the 50 goes out the way. It's just, they're always shooting with someone in net. They're not managing to beat the last man before they get the shot opportunity.
The pass there was so quick between Jordy and Esper, but there was nobody to beat, so it meant nothing. But that's a miss in the air from Rifle Games, but Noddy staying down and composed. Beaten by Psycho. Jordy plays it up the field. Once again to nobody. They're just... It seems like they're just giving away some of these opportunities.
This is the, what you would say the typical bim-bam style is, possibly, of Rocket League. But they're doing it without the demos. And it is costing them greatly as Northern Lions now take a 2-1 lead in this series, putting themselves on match point and looking so solid doing it. They've put up the most shots they have in any game this series as well now, 9, matching Portsmouth and getting the goals that count. And some great individual plays. What a goal that was from Sai. That second one with the flip reset.
Yeah, we were talking about the standout players of Noddy and Psycho, and Sai just goes, hey, I think you're forgetting someone there. Pulling off probably the best goal we've seen tonight so far. But I have to say, Northern Lions, they're looking more like a team than Portsmouth are. They're just... they're committing when they're meant to be. They're in the right place at the right time. They're staying composed. They've got good knowledge of where their teammates are. And they're just playing it to a T. They're looking so well managed at the moment.
Yeah, Portsmouth just, like you say, they're just throwing themselves at everything. Like, they're trying to play as fast as they possibly can, but it's not working. And when you have someone who's as mechanically solid as Psycho is on the ball, you probably want to be taking the time to, like, build up dribbles, build up chances, but they're killing their own play by trying to be too quick. And if they can't win this game, they are actually out. And that is quite a shock to have last season's NSC champions not make top 8 in EURC. But this ball is going through. Noddy just about stops that one on the line.
It all comes down to whether or not they can recognise that them trying to be a bit too quick is the issue. Because they might see it as the other way around and think, oh, I need to speed up. And then you're just making the problem worse.
I mean, that's a classic example. Esper trying to go for that as quickly as possible, but he hasn't set up his opportunity to jump yet. He hasn't set his car in the right state and just then ends up missing the ball. And we've seen that a lot from Esper, sadly, so far in this series. Quite a few whiffs, just not getting the touches. He looked really good in that game 1, but as soon as they missed chances and couldn't score, they've fallen into this trap and into this playstyle that I've seen way too much from them recently that's just not working and looks so panicky.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit noticeable in Esper more so than anyone else. But they're holding on quite well this game. Esper, what a... Oh my god.
Oh,
I thought he was going to be
okay.
scammed away from that. I was so ready to go nuts. That was a lovely first shot, but robbed by the crossbar. But the follow-up was good as well.
Noddy's so unlucky, actually, not to save that one. Did really well to somehow push it off from the post, and his car still stayed in the way, but Esper's rugged force threw that one into the net. And I've got to say, I think this game Portsmouth have played a bit calmer. They have noticed that they're overdoing it. That was a nice flick from Sai, though. They obviously can't sit back. They just need to be less aggressive. However weird that sounds, it's such an odd term. Because you don't want to sit back, you don't want to invite pressure, but you also don't want to apply too much pressure and overcommit. It's such a fine balance at the high level of Rocket League to meet.
Seems
So
like,
far... Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, it seems like they've made just the tiny tweak that was needed. They've gone up so far in this game, and in this series, the first goal has decided the winners in each of these games. Though they've all been quite close. And that's going to be another
that's
chance
a
there.
huge whiff. And yeah, we can now see Portsmouth inviting pressure from Northern Lions rather than just being done on the counterattack. Someone's clearly said, guys, calm down. Just take a step back, take a break, take a breather, and realize that we don't need to play crazy go lucky Rocket League. Just wait for the opportunities to present themselves, and that's exactly what they've done there with that second one. That's a great pass from Psycho, but just as I'm complimenting them on being calm, they double commit when they really don't have to because they've got so much time on the ball and waste a huge opportunity to maybe make that 3-0.
Yeah, that definitely should have been a goal-scoring chance at the very least. Esper. Received the pass from Geordie. Psycho back down to Esper. Fantastic team play from Portsmouth. All three players involved. 3-0. What a lovely goal.
Noddy did not expect that one to be passed back. He was expecting the attempt at a shot, and he had that nicely covered, but Psycho, smart player he is, elects to drop that one down to his teammate, and now suddenly Portsmouth just looks so in control. It's such a different team all of a sudden. It's so weird that they can switch this through, but that's credit to their mentality, that they have figured out what they were doing wrong.
Yeah, and they figured it out, I'd say, at the perfect time. One game down, no lives left. Winner goes on to face Berlin in the quarters next week. Keeping the pressure on at the moment. Rifle had a good chance for a clear there, but gets no connection on it. Esper tries to put it top corner. Double commit now, this time from Northern Lions. Noddy and Sai. And Geordie. He's getting more of the bumps going as well, I've noticed.
Just trying to make Northern Lions feel awkward, feel scared to, wait around for the ball like they were doing before, because for all the speed that we saw from Portsmouth, Northern Lions were just sat there happily waiting and watching and being like, yeah, okay, they're just going to give us the ball at some point and then we can go and hit it this twice down the field and probably get a good opportunity out of it. Now, Northern Lions are not getting these opportunities, but as I say that goes in?
I think the pinch was a really confusing one. Geordie maybe had no boost. Psycho was just on the wrong side of the goal. Did Geordie have boost?
Yeah, he just half flipped out of that one and boosted away to the corner. So maybe he just got the call from Psycho, or maybe just expected it to hit the ceiling. But Psycho, for that unfortunate goal before, puts it right back in favour of them with another 3-goal cushion. 4-1 now to Portsmouth. This is going to Game 5. It looks pretty set and solid. And now we need to see whether Northern Lions can take the game as they were before, because now they're being given more time in midfield. Their counter-attack play isn't working as before, and they haven't realized what kind of play to go for, but that is a brilliant little 1-2. No one able to cut this one out in the pass. Poor jump attempt from Psycho. I think he's complaining his controller is having issues, which is why he was nowhere near that one. Interesting. I'm not too sure what's going on there.
Yeah, if he's having controller issues, then this is the absolute worst time for that to happen. But, 40 seconds. It's just got to hold out. Geordie almost making it a 3-goal lead. That would have been 100% in the bag then. Now, Esper's going to play it back to the backboard. Guy with a whiff. That's going to leave Geordie with another shot, but manages to recover in time. Esper puts it off the corner. Psycho. He's able to still go up for challenges and that. Quite fast at the moment. With 10 seconds left. 2 goals the difference. It's looking like, as you said, Princey, it's going to go all the way.
Yeah, it seems like a good call at the start. I was a bit worried, but no, these two teams have been so on it, and yeah, this deserves a Game 5. I've got to say, I still probably couldn't pick a winner, a deserved winner. So it will go the whole way. And we are down to our last 5 minutes of Rocket League to decide who comes up against Berlin Phoenix in next week's quarterfinals. Psycho is complaining that his controller has been disconnecting, so we will be giving these players just a few minutes to try and sort that out. But I mean, yeah, if you could you put a name? Could you put a name to a winner for this?
I
if
mean,
that makes sense.
Based on what you've been saying, I think it has to be Portsmouth, because I mean the issue in games 2 and 3 is they were trying to be a bit too fast. Northern Lions haven't really had to change their play style so far this series. They've kind of kept what they've been doing, and Portsmouth have been outplaying themselves almost. So if Portsmouth, they keep doing what they've been doing, and keep the right speed and don't have any more controller issues, then I think Northern Lions might not be able to adapt in such a short amount of time as one game.
Well, you say that, but that's what we saw between games 3 and 4 from Portsmouth. They finally realized when, they were all... Yeah, when they finally realized when they were almost out in game 4 that, right, guys, we just need to, play how we used to. Play smart. Don't play the bim-bam style that we are not known for, because it clearly doesn't work. We may get loads of opportunities on net, but they're not good opportunities. And I think that's the difference, and that is also probably the most infuriating part of their gameplay, is how they've had so many chances. So they've always looked so padded on the stats in everything but the goals, which is the most important one. It's the one that wins you the games at the end of the day. But yeah, for them to have the mental fortitude to be like, right, okay, take a breather, take a second, realize what we've done wrong, and sit back a little. And it's done really well, yeah, because as you say, as we've been pushing before, like in that whole last game, it caught Northern Lions out. They suddenly had so much more time on the ball that they didn't realize, and they just thought, for half of the game, ended up hitting the ball back to Portsmouth. But now that they've had a game to figure this out, it's all down to whether Northern Lions will realize that. Suddenly be like, oh, we've got more time again on the ball. We can control this. We can set up our own plays offensively. They don't just have to be the quick 1-2 counterattacks.
And with that being said, on the topic of a breather, this extended break that we're having at the moment between games 4 and 5, it's not going to be as fresh in the mind as the change Portsmouth have made. They might revert back to how they were playing in games 2 and 3. And Psycho's done the forbidden. Join the lobby. Quick, we need to get Northern Lions in here, stat.
Well, he will dance around, but until then, we might have to be making this server. But yes, we will see how this final game adds up when it finally comes to fruition. It just, it depends if Northern Lions can realize they've got the time. But then, maybe, as you say, Portsmouth switch up, they go fast again, whereas Northern Lions think now they'll have the time, get caught out. It's a very interesting dynamic that can form in this final game. And who can adapt the fastest? As we finally get ourselves underway in this game 5. The players, after a load of dancing around, have gone for it. And this is it.
The lightning dance of keeping the lobby alive has at least kept Portsmouth's hands warm. So there's a lot of factors that could affect this game, because honestly, these teams, there's not much at all between them. This has been such an even series. It's been so back and forth. Who's been on top? But Northern Lions starting off with the first bit of real pressure. It's like a nice pass down to Geordie. That's going to almost catch Northern Lions out. Rifle Games did a nice tap up to the bar. Psycho, he's in the air. He's got the boost. And what an air dribble from Psycho. I think maybe just caught Northern Lions napping in net.
Yeah, I'm not sure Noddy had much boost there. Didn't really want to go for it. He's always heading into his own net. He did well to stop it on the goal line, but no one from his team able to follow up. And suddenly, Northern Lions have their backs to the wall after having that game advantage where they only needed to win one more. They now find themselves 1-0 down, but I speak too soon as Noddy allowed to just dribble, air dribble, then catch as a huge whiff from Esper coming out on the back line. As soon as they go behind, they tie up that ever so quickly. 1-1 now, 4 minutes to play. Still nothing to split the two teams.
This is almost a remake of last game. Portsmouth scoring first, and then the defense just opening for a goal to answer from Northern Lions. But we all know how that one ended. That's almost bounced in off the ceiling from Sai. Now he's going to send it back. Gordy has to be up quick.
Ooh,
Pressure forming for Northern Lions once again.
Yeah, I think Portsmouth are giving them too much time now, or it's just that Northern Lions have realized the time that they have. This is a smart play from Noddy, goes for the double tap, or the backboard read, I should say, and takes that one home. Elects the slow play rather than just the straight shot. Psycho expected the shot, then had to reset himself, couldn't get back to it in time. Really smart play from Noddy. Suddenly, the game has flipped on its head in 30 seconds, and Northern Lions are now 2-1 up in this game 5.
And that's 2 goals that I have to say have been a direct result of a misplay from Esper. You have to wonder how that's going to affect his mentality.
Team bump too. Sai gets a lot of time to go for the ceiling shot. Well shut down by Psycho. But yeah, Esper's still looking oh so wobbly. They need to just get him relaxed once again as he looked in that game 4. He looked so much better there than he is now. Just the consistency not quite there for him. They need him now.
A little bit of mistrust forming between the Portsmouth players and Esper. Kind of starting to think about these double commits. Not quite going for them, but, you know, just in case they're needed. Psycho, that's an enormous pinch. Back over to the Northern Lions corner. But he's going to keep it even. Psycho takes another player out the game, but Esper decides not to commit. Probably the smart play. Gets it over 1. Psycho goes for the impossible angle, but it's a little bit too impossible. Doesn't make contact with the ball.
The longer this goes on, I think the faster we will see Portsmouth play again, and it's costing them right now as the third man ends up nowhere to be seen on that ball. Esper can't make the touch, sends up 50ing it with Noddy. Noddy getting a good position, and Sai, quick follow-up. Portsmouth now have it all to do with only 2 minutes and 9 seconds remaining.
This is the high-pressure situation that they've not found themselves in so far this tournament. There we are, they're on the back foot, 2 goals down, no more lifelines. They need to find a goal soon. And they have to feel like it has to be Geordie and Psycho making it happen. Clear. Psycho's waiting on the wall, but chooses not to challenge. Nice hit off the backboard, but Noddy's going to be waiting for it. Playing for time at the moment. I think just trying to keep any Portsmouth players off the ball for as long as possible.
You don't want to give them too much time on the ball, though, and too much space either. But they've run the clock down nicely, 30 seconds less. And still no big opportunities for Portsmouth. That's a big double commit, but it was a good, fortunate dunk, rather, by Esper. And the more this goes on, where they're just not getting to be able to push out the half, and they're barely dragging the Northern Lions esports defense out either. And just looking more and more shaky as they just charge at the ball like headless chickens once again. The thing that really cost them in the first few games. They now probably have to do this because that's all they've got available to them. And misses like that might just prove costly for Northern Lions, but they get away with it.
Huge save from Noddy and another one from Rifle Games. They're starting to get these chances on target, but just there's a wave of keepers in the way from Northern Lions. Noddy gets another big block onto Geordie. Esper. Ball drops straight to Noddy. Manages to somehow pinch that off Psycho after the bump. 30 seconds left. Portsmouth need a goal, and they need it now.
They've got to get something fast. This is one of the last opportunities because they need 2 goals. That one somehow bundled away into the corner by Rifle Games and Noddy. 10 seconds to go now. Geordie basically needs to get this one onto net, but it's going the wrong way. Rifle Games, a nice pass through to Noddy. Noddy elects the smart play to sit back, and now that sees the end of Portsmouth's run in EURC. The ball just has to hit the ground to confirm this. And that is it. Northern Lions take down Portsmouth in the lower quarter final, as such that this is called. I don't know. But we see Northern Lions move on to the final 8 to face Berlin next week. Congratulations to them. They deserve that. They played really well.
I have to say, I am gobsmacked. I had Portsmouth all day, every day. And Northern Lions, they've just proved their worth. They've played so consistently, so just composed. They have absolutely dismantled Portsmouth in this last game.
The
And
weird
hats
thing...
off.
Yeah, hats off to them. But the weird thing about that is this Portsmouth team have been a longer roster combination for about at least 3 or 4 months more than Northern Lions have. This Northern Lions team was sort of formed with the late arrival of Noddy in January. And ever since then, they've just gone from strength to strength. And it just doesn't look like it is really yet to end for them as we see them take down the current reigning British NSE champions. So this fairy tale run might just keep going, but they have to take down the German champions next week, and that is going to be a huge task for them because they'll be coming up against Tigray, Nagflow, and Hyrule, who is replacing Dot on that roster.
Yeah, I have to say Berlin is one of the most stacked rosters in the entirety of university, probably worldwide university play. So that's going to be a tough task. But, I mean, that's a whole week away. We've got the next match to focus on. We're keeping up with DCU Titans from Ireland versus the team name that I've been dreading pronouncing the most. I think it's Jyväskylä.
Jyväskylä. That's how I'm going for it. It might be wrong, but I've said that a few times and I've not been told off for it. So that's always a good sign. Yes, we have what I believe are the Swedish champions going up against the Irish champions. So, big match. And then the unfortunate thing today, these teams, is they have another game to go after. They have to go up against... The winner will be going up against Kit SC Lawnmowers, who got knocked down 3-1 by Berlin last week. And this Kit team is the team that went to the Uniliga final and sadly lost to Berlin there. But, the next best German team, they are a force to be reckoned with as well. So some great Rocket League still to come. You guys should not go anywhere. You do not want to miss this. And we will catch you after the break.
As the leaves start falling down and the shadows above the town, I can finally see you now. I see the fear inside your eyes, I see the pain in your smile. I can finally see you now. Oh, we radiate all over the world. We used to radiate, yeah, radiate, but now we're drowning.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our EURC here on Uniliga. We are now halfway through the night. Still 2 great series left to come. I am still Princey, and of course I am still joined by Drumzos. So, Drumzos, that last series is going to be quite one to match up with, isn't it? For any team coming now.
Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, the pace was just so much faster than anything we'd seen so far this evening, and it just kept on ramping up and ramping up, and it's one of the most fast-paced and back-and-forth series that I've seen in quite a while. So it's I know we have some good teams coming up in our next match in DCU and Uvascular, but I don't know if it's going to start off with quite the explosive energy that the last one did.
We'll have to wait and see because, yeah, these two teams, I just head over to the stats from last week. Apologies that I didn't already pull them up. That's a slight oversight on my half. But, well, just while I'm getting these, it's an interesting stat that we've been told that so far, no Dutch team has been knocked out of the last 16. As Groningen are currently winning Game 4, heading to attempt the full reverse sweep against Lancaster. That is over on Rocket Kingdoms right now, if you guys are interested in going to see that. But now, I have the stats here. So, DCU Titans, these guys went down 3-1 to Doran's Nijmegen. I hope I have not butchered that. Most likely, yes. Yeah, they dropped 3-1 there. Probably should have won that game, to be honest. And then Uvascular went 3-1 down to Nottingham Trent, who then beat Doran's 3-1 as well. So, it's... I mean, Nottingham Trent, probably one of the strongest British teams when they have their full roster together. It's not quite then sure how they're going to match up against each other. It'll be interesting. This is the Irish champions and the Finnish champions going up. A big head-to-head matchup. You wouldn't want to lose it, clearly, because you're out if you do. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what do you think? Do you have a favorite? Do you have a side you probably lean towards?
I mean, I feel slightly biased. Demox is a good friend of mine from DCU.
Oh, yes.
And, well, actually, I was talking with Cenarius earlier, and Cenarius mentioned that Demox and Arctic form 2/3 of a bubble team. So they team together in university, they team together outside of university. So they just have a synergy that we would expect to be, showing itself from the early stages of this series. So I feel like that's going to be sort of an advantage towards them. I think they might take the series at the end, DCU.
You're putting it on them, but that's slight, blindside knowledge of this Uvascular team, isn't it, from both of us? We can't say we know too much about them, so they're going to have to show us what they are made of and why they want to survive on to the next round, where they will be facing Berlin Phoenix. And just like that, Anka puts them 1-0 up.
I mean, Anka is one player that we do know from the University 6-man server, and he is so consistent. He is just a rock in every team that he plays in. So I think and he's showed that pretty quickly in this series. Nice shot over Demox. Or tries to get it over to Arctic. Arctic slightly beaten in the air. Anka has the free shot but doesn't have the boost. Demox 2-on-1. Torquay, only one left in net. Does amazing to dodge the bump and get the save. Such a smart play there from Torquay.
Yeah, almost beaten out by Demox. Now bringing pressure quickly forwards with DCU. Not quite found a goal out of it yet, but they are testing the defense right now of Uvascular. Somehow, this game remains 1-0 in favor of them. There's a lot of pressure right now. A lot of whiffs, though. Almost proving costly.
Almost.
Now the counter-attack. This is Anka once again coming through. He's got one man to beat, and he fakes him out. Anka makes it 2-0. The quick counter-attack play. One man doing the whole team here. fakes the
fake.
cutout, and Demox goes flying past.
Oh, dirty. Absolutely just dominant goal from Enka. And just over a minute in, he's already proved his worth in any of these top 16 games. But DCU still, I would say, having the majority of the pressure, but just nothing coming of it as of yet. Enka getting one more dribble on the go. Oh, pressure. Possession falling to DCU. Big flick from Demox. Shut down by Maka. Or he's going to put that one up high. Toki's going to struggle to get to it, but he does. That's going to leave a free shot for Arctic, who puts it off the post. Demox with the follow-up. Gets the opener for DCU. They bring it to one less.
Yeah, nice follow-up play here from Demox. Gets the angle. Toki surprisingly close to saving that, just falling off the ceiling. The goal probably should have come from the previous chance, but they will be happy that they didn't ruin another missed opportunity. But saying that, Anka's just gifted his free hat trick off the kickoff.
Not too sure what happened there. Demox.
Oh, he flipped the wrong way. Didn't
landed
quite,
awkwardly as well.
Yeah. Didn't quite set his kickoff right, and that's a huge kick in the backside for them. Just getting themselves one foot in the game. Suddenly the door is closed in their face, and they have to start all over again.
Massive save there on Arctic's double tap. Or backboard readers, I should say. Again, Arctic. Possession in the middle. Nice dribble just to the corner, but runs out of boost before he can do anything meaningful. Rocky. The ball over to Maka. Box. A little bit faked out at the moment. Up high Anchor. Gets the flip reset off that, but nowhere near the ball to do anything with it.
Yeah, I'm not sure he was going for the flip reset there. Just couldn't quite reach the ball with the limited boost he had. It looks scary if you are part of DCU. Every time Maka gets the ball, well, I just realized there's Maka and Anka.
Yep.
But no, every time Anka gets the ball, they look very, very threatening to Javascular. And DCU looks so worried.
And, I mean, they have every right to be, I should say. That's an awkward touch there from Anka. That's going to leave a free shot for Arctic. Little bit of a panic there in defense, and good follow-up from Arctic. Once again, one goal behind.
Anka trying to be involved in almost every goal that's happening this game. Yeah, unfortunately, can't make quite the touch that's required there. And sees DCU bring it back to 1. 2 minutes to go on this one. I'd still say this is anyone's game, but it's more DCU forming their own mistakes at the minute at the back. Well, both teams, really. The mistakes have cost them. That's a great play from Demox. His teammate just can't quite get on the end of that, and then gets demoed for his troubles as well afterwards.
I think this is the normal game one warming up that we're seeing so far. DCU, they're making a lot of mistakes. They're also making a lot of lovely shots on target. Arctic in particular. That's one just below the crossbar.
Maka really not needing to touch that ball there, just sent it way away from his teammate. But yeah, a lot of pressure from this DCU team. They just need to, as you say, just warm up into the series, secure their back line a little bit, and then at this rate, they'll look good favourites to go through, but it's the mistakes and just, yeah, not quite positioning themselves as they should be yet. But this is a long series, best of 5 still. That one does go through somehow. There were 2 opportunities to clear this one away, but Demox gets the hit through. Maka doesn't read the bounce, and Torquay as well. That was just right back off the post along the goal line. It's a game of a lot of mistakes at the back so far.
Well, there's another one as Arctic. It's a free shot from Maka, but Maka doesn't have the boost to get a convincing hit. Arctic. Nice fake behind Anchor. It's just Maka to beat. Toki putting that awkwardly off his own backboard. That's all 3 players beaten out by Demox's shot. 5-3 now in favour of DCU.
Oh, Torquay wanted the bump, but because Arctic didn't actually get the catch he wanted on the dribble, he ends up hitting the ball back over him. And it just all fell apart after that. They're just... Oh, something just doesn't seem right at the minute. Maybe it's just warming up, but... I hope it's just first game nerves, because this game looked promising from the start, and now it's just fallen into a bit of mistakes both ways, but right now a lot more costly for Jyväskylä.
I feel quite bad for Torquay at the moment, having been, had a hand on both the previous 2 goals. Coming so close to getting the saves, but not quite. But still looking confident, trying to get these edge dribbles over
that's
these
a nice
DCU
pass.
players. Bit of a weak shot, but 2 players up for DCU. Now 10 seconds left, 2 goals, but possession is in favour of Jyväskylä. They have a chance, but the one clear is going to do it, and DCU Titans take game number 1 from Jyväskylä.
Yeah, this is very interesting game that is starting to develop. Once I think the teams shore themselves up on the back line, we might see a much lower scoring game. But then again, DCU brought out a lot of pressure in that game 1, so it's really, if they keep that up throughout, we might see them just run away with this. But a bit of breaking news from that other one. Groningen complete the reverse sweep against Lancaster. The 3rd reverse sweep of the tournament, and that means 3 Dutch teams now are in the quarterfinals, and we're yet to see a Dutch team relegated. 4 teams started in this round of 16. The only one left is Dorens Nijmegen. I really hope I'm saying that right. And they're waiting on the game between Ahoy Hamburg and Warwick to play out before they find out their fate. But this Dutch team, the Dutch teams are going wild in this one. It's crazy.
Yeah, just for a quick recap, Groningen have now reverse swept Sussex, Brighton, and Lancaster. They're just... they're pretty good on the back foot, I'll give them that.
Yeah, they're really going for it when they need to. They just... Great mentality, clearly. But we're back at this one right now. 1-0 to DCU Titans. Now we need to see once again what Jyväskylä are made of going forwards. We saw 3 goals all come from Anchor at the start, but they weren't able to hold on to that 3-1 lead that they collected.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. DCU have scored the last 4 goals in this series. So, Jyväskylä needing to get that all-important streak breaker. But pressure going back towards...
Oh, that's a big miss.
Whiff, though, from Arctic on the wall. Demox is going to safely take that to the corner. 50 takes 2 players out the game. That's all up in the air. Just Anchor left at the back, but does well to get it to the corner. Torquay, not a good touch, though. Demox is going to have a free shot. Lovely finish from Demox. No chance for Anchor in net.
Torquay didn't realize the touch was going to pop up. If he'd known that was what was happening, he would have been able to just head up the wall and get a quick clear on that. But it wasn't what he was playing for. And unfortunately for them, the quick counter-attack as Arctic threw himself out that one, popped it out nicely for Demox. And just more mistakes at the back right now, really costing Jyväskylä.
That they are. And you can tell DCU starting to get a bit more comfortable in this series. It's always going up for a ceiling shot just then. Arctic, all of his boost on whatever that maneuver was. Box. Get back up the pitch, but Torquay is going to keep it up high. Arctic sends it over to Anchor. Anchor's just going to get the big clear, but not in a threatening position. Demox returns to sender. Arctic's up already, but jumps at the wrong angle. Again, that's all of his boost gone. And he's stuck up the pitch. That's going to be an awkward situation for the other 2 DCU players. Sends the clear up to Orr, but Orr gets demoed before he can get there. Now it's going to leave a free shot for Marker. Oh, Arctic. I thought he was out of position, but he might have just been baiting.
The game's very much being played in the midfield now. It seems like Jyväskylä have just maybe shored up their rotations a bit. Not quite being caught on the back foot, running back to net as much as they were, and Applying some good pressure as well in the midfield. Just getting DCU a little bit awkward, trying to steal some boosts here and there. They've got a lot of pressure going on now. Anchor couldn't make the bump attempt on Demox, so... And sadly, for all that pressure, they're still 1-0 down the game, just reaching the halfway point. But looking better from them.
Much better, yeah. Keeping this DCU offense a little more at bay than the end of last game. And now it's starting to get some attacks together. Lovely pass. Torky to Maka. That's an awkward one for Arctic to deal with, but D-Box manages to get that one away. Tapped over by Maka, though. Gets the 50. That's going to be an awkward bounce. Arctic. And only send that to his own backboard. And offense once again broken from Iveskila.
There's still positives. They're just not quite got the final play. They've not got the cutting edge yet to find that last pass. They still look a bit shaky when it comes to DCU coming forwards, but this is awkward. Arctic just about pushes that one onto the post. He's got to do this again. Just about has the boost in the tank, but this is great pressure. Torky's now up on this. Can he make the read? No. Just too high.
Marco almost caught out by the pinch between Torky and I think Arctic. 2 players up on the backboard for Iveskila. Demox gets the pinch. That's rolling towards net. Arctic.
Oh,
How
no.
has that found its way in? I don't understand.
Huge hesitation between... Well, I think just Maka thought he had more time, didn't realize someone was charging him down. And Arctic was just a bully. He did not get his car out of the way at all in that situation. Yeah, I think Maka just wanted a bit more time to try and get a slightly better clear, but didn't realize he wasn't allowed it. And now he's trying to be faster, but commits heavily as third man. Luckily for his team, it doesn't cost them, but 2-0 down and possibly looking at needing a reverse sweep unless they can turn their fate around in the next minute here. But Oreo trying for the double tap, actually takes it off his teammate.
Sorry, I've just realised that that's how the name's meant to be pronounced. Oreo. It's kind of caught me off guard there. But now, Demox. Low air dribble. Hockey challenges it. Big demo in the midfield. That's going to waste some more time. Demox tries to get the flip reset, but ends up with the drop to Arctic. Arctic ready. And another hesitation between Anka and Maka. They're just catching each other out so many times.
This is nice play. Oh, Maka couldn't get the touch, but good follow-up from Anka. And the man who scored every goal so far in this series gives them a little bit of hope here. Only 17 seconds to go, but the gap is down to 1. They could find this equalizing goal. They just really need to get a little bit more going and trying to find the last pass, the last hit to the teammate before taking the shot on net.
More importantly, after 6 minutes, they have finally got a goal on the board. 6 goals in a row for DCU, and now 1 for Iveskila.
Oh no!
Threatening position is still up in the air and in their half. Oki keeps it up high. Demox
Oh,
is
this is
not
great!
ready for that.
No, he's missed it!
What a whiff! I can't believe that. That was on a plate for Iveskila. They had all of the space. Demox was going for the in and out save, and I don't think he was anywhere near it. I can't believe that they didn't get that equalizer there.
Yeah, Maka cut off Anchor and made him hesitate just before that ball was thrown back into the middle. And it was well kept up by Torky. He did such a good pass just to put that one over the net. It seemed like Demox didn't even have any boost either. Just couldn't make the read. It's so unfortunate. But now they've got to reverse sweep now. For the tournament livelihood, they have to reverse sweep. If not, they're out. Simple as that. You have to win the next 3 games in a row and then the next series as well. Because they don't just have to reverse sweep. They have to keep their mentality for the next game and the next series. It's a tall order right now.
Oh yes. And I mean, reverse sweeps are in the air this evening. We've had at least one. Why not make it 2?
Very good shout. Just learn from Groningen. They seem to be the masters of the reverse sweep at the minute. So don't take them to game 3 being 2-0 up. And now, Jyväskylä need to do the same. 5 minutes now to start off the comeback.
You have to feel like once they can get at least one game on the board, then that's going to tip the odds in their favour for the next game. But it all depends on this all-important first goal, which almost found by Anchor. Fantastic save by Arctic. Could not be more clutch.
Yeah, so close to going in. That almost ends up going the other way. I just think right now it almost seems like the other two players on Jyväskylä, Torki and Maka, look awkward in front of net because they've not yet found a goal this game. Their offense really is coming through Anchor, and he's the one that's found them 4 goals so far, but it's not been enough. They really need the other two to start pushing up. This is a good opportunity. Not quite the first one there for Maka. Just cut off the line by Arctic, but much better from them once again.
Arctic 2 clutch saves in the first minute of this game. Needs a third one. Anchor tries to get the steal off of Maka, but Maka, like you say, finds his first one of the series, and that might just be the confidence booster that they need.
Anke wanted to keep it going. It actually rubber bands on the replay as well. I was slightly scared he was going to save it though, but it did not happen. Jyväskylä once again, as we saw in game 1, getting the early lead. They now need to actually make this count for something though. That's the big difference.
And I mean, we've seen them on the...
Oh, that's nice play there.
Interrupted me with an absolutely gorgeous passing play. Nobody anywhere near that in the defense. Anchor, once again. This man is just a goal machine.
He is keeping his team's hopes and dreams alive in this. They now have a 2-goal cushion, but we've seen them throw one of those away in that game 1. And there is plenty of time left for DCU to do just that once again to them. Good demos coming out from Demox. That's almost open. Torki comes back from inside his own net. Pushes it away. DCU do seem to like a bump and a demo attempt on their offense.
But they do. And, I mean, it's a tactic. It's a pretty effective tactic if results are anything to go by from this series. And a nice little up-close and personal passing plays.
Oh!
That's so unfortunate from Oyo not going in. Had a terrific chance.
That would have been such a nice team, like 1-2 passing play between Arctic and Oyo. Or it was Demo. I don't know. 2 of them though. They went the whole way of the pitch. Like just lovely little passes between them. Unfortunately, it hits the post, and if you're Jyväskylä, you are very glad that happened, because once they start getting a bit awkward at the back and start conceding 1 or 2, they just look so much worse. They need to keep this offense going, keep the pressure on. They're looking great right now. The time just about to drop below 2 minutes. They still have that 2-goal cushion. This might make it 3. It will. Anchor once again picks up another goal. And this is what they need to start the reverse sweep.
Yeah, Arctic and Oyo just double committing from the defense, leaving just Emox at the back. I have to feel like that's something that they can't be doing 2 games up. I know that the priority is on defending when you're up 2 games like this, but you can't be throwing everybody at it. Exactly the reason that we just saw.
Yeah, but being more defensive in a game 3, just trying to see out the series, is one of the worst things you can do, because you change up your style to just contain rather than to destroy your opponents as such. And oh, this is interesting. Go on,
Hang on.
Maka.
Oh,
That would have been such an insane goal.
I think he should have kept the flip for a bit longer. That was nuts. The bump into the air dribble. Gets a nice block on Arctic as well. And then once again, that's nobody quite at home. Lovely fake from Torquay. But with just a minute left, DCU, the first time looking down and out in this game.
And now a fourth one, it will go in. Anchor getting double tap pinch, maybe. Could be considered a triple tap, I think. No, just a double tap down off the crossbar. 4-0, very comfortable all of a sudden. They've just assured themselves at the defense, but I think DCU have really just taken a step back. We haven't seen any of that really commanding offense play from DCU. And it's cost them, because they've not had really many opportunities. They've had 2 shots, make that 3 in this whole game.
And maybe it's weird that they're committing so many people up front. Like, they've been caught on counterattacks a few times now, but they're just getting so few shots out of it. Kind of makes me think that something's going wrong with the first man pushing up for the pass receives. But an issue that they have to keep in mind, they still have another game cushion after this. So something to try and fix. But for now, Jyväskylä will be putting their name on the board and take this series to 2-1.
Yeah, that's one step of the way. They just need to do it 2 more times. And from that game, it seems very likely that they could do, with Anchor picking up another hat trick in the series. His second one now, and just proving so crucial on the offense for Jyväskylä. DCU really need to try and stop him before he's able to bring his teammates into this goal-scoring fashion with him, because we saw Makas get his first goal. Torquay's still yet to get one. But maybe that's just how they play. Torquay a little bit more defensive, trying to be more assuring at the back. Gets the 1 save that was required this game. As for 3 shots by DCU, it's just not good enough.
Good enough at all. And I don't know I think Jyväskylä have stepped up more so than DCU have started to look a bit more shaky, but it's definitely, they've stepped up a lot. They have gone from 2 games down to a 4-0 victory in this third game. And if they can just keep this up, then they've got all the momentum to go for the reverse sweep, I would say.
Yeah, we just have a slight drop there as the server goes down for maintenance. This gives both teams a little bit of a breather. This is probably not what you want if you're Jyväskylä right now. No, we have also been kicked out of the party. Fortunately, as Psyonix is proving everything to delay this game ever so slightly. So if I could get a re-invite from Space Marine, that would be ever so appreciated. There we go. And now, yeah, this break, not great for them at all. I'm not sure if this is good for DCU, because they now get the time to just, sit back, have a little bit of a breather, just gather themselves again, and remember that they need to be offensive if they want to win a game of Rocket League.
I mean, thankfully it wasn't too long of a break, though. So, I mean, it's not like in the last series where we saw Portsmouth. I think Esper was having controller issues and took a couple of minutes. It's just a few extra seconds, but like you say, it's all that warming down. And already something's gone wrong on kickoff for DCU, which almost resulted in an early goal for Jyväskylä.
DCU having a few issues on kickoff. We saw that one before from Dmox go straight through and past him. But now they're getting a bit of offense here. Maka forced to make an awkward touch at the back. Does so nicely.
Yeah, they're still looking as confident as possible. Torquay overdoing it with the dribble. That was a lovely bit of control, but just too much on the turn. Yeah. Again, catches 2 players on the back rotation. Might be a chance. Nice double tap. That's going to go up high. Torquay Or sends it a little bit off to the side. 2 players on defense for DCU. Demox gets it round Anchor.
Dangerous from Anchor there, pushing up as third man. Trying to keep this one speedy. Both teams getting good opportunities early on. Probably slightly in favor of Uvascular right now. That's a bad touch, but Demox bails out his defender. Minute gone and both teams could still have it. This is a huge opportunity actually. Can Anchor make the touch? No. Just wide.
That's a lot of back and forth. Huge clears between the 2 teams. Demox, what has happened there? What's gone wrong?
I think he's caught himself in 2 minds. Charges into the net looking to go the in and out save, but decides against it when he doesn't think the shot's coming through, but it did. And then just can't make the save. Now find themselves 1-0 down. This is a great position for Uvascular, as with that, we will be going on to Game 5 if the scoreline stays as it is, but 3.5 minutes of Rocket League to play. Plenty of time still.
Demox looking to make up for that mistake. Almost gets the double tap. But they're definitely looking a little bit speedier, I would say, DCU. But nothing resulting of it quite yet. Oh yeah, that's an awkward touch. It's just going to be Marka there, but Marka also an awkward touch. Yeah, up off the ceiling. Oh, this is the danger player in these situations, but shut down nicely by Demox. Brilliant pass though from Marka to Toki. What a shot.
A lovely infield pass here from Maka. Both players at the back caught on either side of the back wall, not defending the goal line. Really nice play from Uvascular. Now find themselves that cushion that can be oh so important in these kinds of games when so much is on the line. But a bump on the teammate might just cost them. Toki saves the day there.
Toki, right place, right time. Oya almost finding his way through all 3 defenders. Gonna send that up high. Maybe trying to waste a bit of time, but still 2.5 minutes left in this game. Oh, Marka can't get it under control. Goes for the fake Arctic. Outstanding read.
Just seems like DCU are being too aggressive with the third man at times. That was Demox getting severely caught out, running under the ball. Not probably, maybe thought Maka didn't have any more boost. They look shaky. They don't look like the solid team we saw in these games 1 and 2. As Maka gets a nice chance to drop it down, it falls to Anchor. Can't quite find the top corner. Shooting boot's not on that time.
First for this series. He's had so many deadly attempts. But another one, Toki finds his first goal of the series and makes it 3-0 once again for Uvascular.
No, he's scored one already. That's the second.
Toki finds his second one of the series.
Yeah, very nice offense. Just a lot of pressure coming out now from Uvascular, and suddenly that strong DCU outfit just looks lost. They do not look like a team anymore. They've lost their composure. I think that's the big thing. They've just lost the composure and the play that they had because they tried to be a little bit safer. And they're really struggling to find that back. But this is an overcommit from Uvascular. Demox can't put that one on target.
Not enough boost to keep it low enough. Could only hit it from the underside. But I think it would have been a little bit too late. Little too late, that is. As now, nobody challenging this for DCU. Anchor on the ball, but nice pitch up from Oreo. Demox is up already, but can only hit it directly into Marco. Slows it down. And he just takes control of it, takes it around everyone. Putting on a bit of a control clinic right there.
Yeah, taking everyone out, no matter what team you're on. He wanted to keep that ball, and he did exactly so. Running down the clock ever so nicely. This ball spent a while there just in front of DCU's net. Once again, just all 3 players on DCU just rotating around the ball. No one's sure what's happening, and double commit as they just seem to have fully lost the communication between each other. And this game is surely out of their hands now. Only 15 seconds to go and a 3-0 deficit. Maybe make that 4. Torquay wanted it. Couldn't quite get the drop down.
Well, one last chance. Demox almost gets the double tap off the ceiling. But as the clock winds down, we thought it was all over. It goes to game number 5 in DCU versus Jyväskylä.
It does, and this is completely switched on its head right now. You would not say that DCU had any chance in this series based off this last game here. They've just completely lost the plot. It look like a bunch of individuals that have never played together anymore because they've not passed the ball in the last like 6 or 7 minutes of Rocket League, it seems. They've just gone full out individual play, and Jyväskylä have been having a great time taking that and then just beating their man quite comfortably. They got the early lead here, really, with a 2-0. Some nice infield passing plays showing the strength of those. But after that is, yeah, I don't know. DCU just need to regain themselves. Scenarios here telling me that their Game 7 overtime loss to Galway on Saturday may still be playing on their minds. That does sound like a painful one to take. But now, this could get even worse for them as they are on the brink of being reverse swept to be knocked out of the EURC.
It's not a nice position to be in. And, I mean, you say that, but Jyväskylä have been in that position for the last 2 games, and they've only looked stronger and stronger. So, I mean, I think based on that Game 7 overtime loss to Galway and this Game 5, if this goes wrong for DCU, then it could be a really, really damaging loss for them as a team.
They have 5 minutes to make it, but right away we see Jyväskylä going for quick offense. That one almost sneaking through from Torquay. Anchor playing this one nice and quick. That's awkward for Oreo. I think we see him switch up car. I'm not too sure on that, but I don't think he was in the Fennec before.
No, I don't think he was either.
Maybe
But
just trying to reset himself.
Gone for the pre-jump there in the middle, which I think might be the exact opposite of what they were looking for, but Demox!
And speaking of
opens it
switching
up.
car, Demox has done the exact same. Anchor not quite getting the jump off the back wall right. And Demox takes full advantage, also dunking the man down at the bottom there. 1-0 now to DCU, a lot better for them. They needed something to grasp onto, as the series just seemed to be slipping away from them, with Jyväskylä getting stronger and stronger.
I think every time they've had a lead so far this series, they've kept hold of it. It's been few and far between in the last couple of games, but remains to be seen if they can still cling on at the moment. Nice pass for Anchor up to Torquay. Torquay struggling on that. 2 players up for DCU, and Laka gifted a wide open net, but he can't make the connection.
Yeah, just didn't quite get the read off the ceiling. It's unfortunate, but he's back on another chance here. Demox flying back and forth along the backboard there, just making sure that ball's getting cleared out wide. He's trying to be the rock at the back right now. Arctic, though, double committing with him. This one above Oreo's head, but no one from Jyväskylä pressuring that. They just decided to drop off instead.
I have to say, knowing Demox, he is very, very adaptable as a player. Very good at getting himself out of these awkward situations that he keeps finding himself in. And that might just be what they need at the moment, is just that steady player at the back.
Oh, double commit there from Jyväskylä. That one also moving right down to Arctic. Couldn't quite put that on target. Big opportunity there. Goes begging for DCU, but they still have the lead. Now we need to see more composure about what Jyväskylä are made of, as we're moving to the halfway point of the game. Still very back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth indeed. Still in favour of DCU, that first goal, but pressure Shifting slightly back to Evascula. Maka going up for the triple play on that one, but got nicely bumped out. It killed all of the momentum of that attack.
Ooh, Yvascular double committing again, and that's a good touch now. Demox can get this one mid, maybe? No, not quite the pinch he was after. Yvascular getting away with a few double commits that we've not seen from them in this series. They're just... Well, not since the first 2 games at least, but that's a good dunk. Just every time they get some sort of pressure, DCU are on them, and that was such a great attempt on the shot. Nicely blocked by Yvascular, giving themselves the chance. The time's still running down though, and they're not helping themselves with awkward touches like that.
They're trying to be a bit more unpredictable, a bit more inventive, but so far it's just serving to waste a bit of time that they don't currently have. Just 80 seconds left now for them to
Oh,
find
that's
something, but
really nice play, and it will
fantastic
work.
pass.
Torquay coming through. That was all made by Maka though. Such a slow hit. Delayed it, and then Torquay coming in like 100 miles an hour. Just wanted to shove that one home. Does so, ties the series up, a minute 19. This is still anyone's game.
Pressure on for both teams. 1 goal separates them and an exit from this tournament. And Demox is going to play that up to himself on the wall. Into the middle, Oyo going for the pre-flip, but a little bit too far away. Arctic staying all the way back. He does not want to give an inch at the moment. I think that's what DCU have been missing. Not committing that third player. Oyo taken out by the touch from Maka. Maka plays it to Torquay in the middle, but Oyo running interference. Gets it round 1. Tries to get it round 2. He's just over Oyo. Bumps on the Demox, but Arctic coming in behind.
Both these teams just looking a little bit more reassured at the back, or at least trying to. And of course, as I say, that huge double commit from Yvascular. This is a good chance for Arctic.
Oh.
Anka gets back just in time on that one. 25 seconds to go. Will someone nick it, or will we see an overtime here in Game 5? Probably the last thing that DCU won after that loss to Galway in the Game 7 overtime. Torquay wants to end it here, though. Attempts the double tap, can't make it. It's still over their heads. That's a huge bump! And Maka takes the lead for Yvascular, only 5 seconds to go. Great pressure, but Oreo ended up falling on Demox, and it just fell out of shape there for DCU at the back. They have 5 seconds, and their kickoffs have not been their strong point. But can they do it?
Saying that one's pretty good. Gonna be Demox on the ball. He's got it up high. He's got it to the middle. Maka's not really there. Oh,
It's hit the line!
I don't believe it. They were given 1 more second and they had that as a goal. DCU absolutely robbed of an equalizer there.
They will be heartbroken on that one. That's got to hurt them. But well played, Yvascular. You've won, and sadly, you're not done yet, though. You now have to move on and play Kit SC Lawnmowers in the next round to decide which of those two makes it through to the final 8. But that is 1 hurdle gone, and they made the most of that hurdle. They basically fell over the top of it. Gained a bit of composure at the end, reverse sweeping of all things to do so. But they've got another big game left to play, and whether they can keep it up for that's another question.
Whether I can keep it up for that after that insane final game. DCU, commiserations. You played very, very well, but Yvascular, you get the composure to come back after that 2-0 after the first 2 series games.
Yeah, they
Hats
even spent half the game down in goals as well, but kept themselves together, got it through at the end just when needed. Little bit of luck maybe to not see that go through to overtime, but that's the little things you might just, take and keep that going. They need to keep that momentum going now. They can't afford to start like they did against Kit in in the same fashion they did here, because if not, probably we'll just see Kit run away with that.
Oh yeah, Kit, one of the strongest teams in the entire tournament. A contender for probably a top 3 spot. So, Vascular need to come out swinging in this game.
Yeah, and that is the game we will be bringing you after this break. Just let me double check to make sure. I do not want to get that wrong. But I am pretty certain that that is the case. Yes, it is indeed. It will be Yavascular versus Kit SC Lawnmowers, our final game of the night. And the biggest one for these two teams to make the final 8. So, yeah, you guys, you've got one more break to go through. And then we will have, I mean, hopefully the best game of the night. But we've had 2 great games back to back that really have to somehow be topped. And I hope for all our sakes it will be. So, yeah, don't go anywhere, guys. We will be right back.
like a broken soul in a wonderland without angels. That is how I feel when the mirror shows me a stranger. Yeah. And I know they're just fragments of a world where your absence all I get to see. Take me back to the planet where you and I are still meant to be. 'Cause I'm incomplete when you ain't by my side, when you don't wake up next to me. Yeah, I'm incomplete. I need you here tonight to cover up these empty sheets. 'Cause I'm incomplete. Yeah, I'm incomplete. Hey, 'cause I'm incomplete. I need you here tonight to cover up these empty sheets.
Good evening once again, everyone. Welcome back to the EURC Rocket League. Round 2? Round 2? Something.
It's
I'm
the
still...
it's the losers' grand final, isn't it? Essentially today for
Yeah.
Make Last 8 right now.
I'm
So-
still Drumsaws. I'm still joined by my good friend Patrick Princey.
Thank you.
And we've just witnessed a reverse sweep of one of the most heartbreaking finishes I think we've seen to a series so far. TCU losing out in the last 5 seconds. Vascular.
Yeah, that's a tough one to take, but if you're Uvascular now moving into this game, you've got all the momentum, you've got all the hype, you've got all the belief that you can keep that run going and hopefully just demolish Kit right out the blocks before they can even get started.
I mean, Kit, like I say, one of the strongest teams in this entire tournament, but I don't think they've had a game yet this evening.
They have not, no. They got
Oh.
knocked down in the lower finals last week, playing up against Berlin Phoenix. They lost 3-1 in that. They started off very solid in that game 1. They took it comfortably. Game 2 went very close, but after that they sort of capitulated and just fell apart, where they lost their composure, they lost the ability to play together. But I think that was more Berlin really ramping up the speed and the pressure that they were applying in that game. But we saw with Uvascular, they're not the most crazy in terms of pressure. They're just very good individually when given the time and space, and they can find a pass.
Oh yeah, especially to that key man up front, Anchor.
Oh yeah, he scored probably about 8% of their goals last series. So you do not want to give him any chances. They may have been watching. Probably, you have that slight advantage of not having a game while your opponents are playing, so you can maybe catch them to see what they're up to, see what they're doing. But then you also miss out on warming up, so you've got to balance that together.
Yeah, and well, I mean, that's the point of Vascular just coming hot off of that last series, where they started off pretty slow, pretty shaky, and just built up and built up and built up. So it's going to be practice at the moment versus just skill.
Yeah,
think.
it's it'll. I mean, I don't. To be honest, I'm not sure which way this would go. Like probably beforehand, I would have chucked it on top of either of these two teams. But the way that Uvascular have fought through, I'd probably give it to them.
Yeah,
I think they will take this, possibly even just 3-1.
I think I'm going to have to disagree with you. I think Kit are just suffocating in the way that they play. I think they're quick, they're smart. I mean, not Evascula are also quick and smart, but just not to the same level that Kit are. So I think that they will take it 3-0. I think it's going to be a 3-0 sweep.
A 3-0 sweep. Okay, wow, that is quite something. I'm not going for that. I'm going 3-2 or 3-1 to Evascula. And the game is now underway, so we will see which of us is closer to the truth, I suppose.
Starting off, more pressure on the side of Kit SC. But midfield here between the two teams, Anka and Maka, linking up, but a massive clear from Pads. Almost finds its way in, just comes off the post. Arno with the 50. Matey? Matey,
I believe it was.
so many names that I'm just gonna butcher.
Yeah, I was with Crafty last week watching these guys play against Berlin, and that's what he said. So I went with him because he is the German caster.
Noted. Matey. And 50 in the air between Arno and Maka. Yeah, has pressure, and keeper is having a bad time. Pads gets it over one.
Ooh.
Torquay opens it up the scoring. 1-0 to Evascula.
Nice play here from Anka. Realizes the amount of time he has and doesn't score the first goal in this game for his team. Pops it up nicely to Torquay. Some good pressure coming out from them, but quite even so far, you'd probably say. Just feeling each other out. I think we're seeing probably Kit try and get up to the speed, and maybe, you know, Evascula just slightly cool down as they've had 5 minutes between that last series to just regather themselves more than anything.
Oh no. Nice beat. That's an open net. Matty goes high. Pads.
Oh,
What a save by Anka.
Oh my god, almost an own goal from Maka that would quickly follow. I don't think that Anka knew much about that. Just happened to be rotating in the perfect position.
Perfect. It was. Anka almost gets the follow-up, but just puts it a bit high. Now he's going to have the tap on that, but gets it just a bit too hard to get it to Maka. Maka tries to put it to Torquay, but Matty sees it coming. Pads. Up quick. It's off the corner. Arno, big 50. Nobody was ready for it. 1-1.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Maka. Just gets the ball slightly too early. Arno with a brilliant read over the top of him. Drops that one. And that I've got to say, Arno last week against Berlin, he was the reason that they didn't get swept 3-0. He was putting in every shot he was offered in games 1 and 2. Sadly, couldn't do enough, but essentially he's Evascula's Anka, sorry, from the last game. He is the one that they will have to be looking out for as give him a chance. I mean, to be honest, what I was told by Crafty is he wasn't known for that, which is interesting because, you know, he's on a 100% shooting record once again here so far. Although maybe from slightly more fortunate circumstances.
Slightly. Maka putting it off the backboard. Nobody in space though. Arno, huge clear. Be up for it once again. It's the double to the middle. No one's ready for it. Bit of a fortunate pinch from Pads there, keeping the pressure on. Yeah, he's going to get that over Arno. This is awkward. Arno's coming back with no boost, but such a great dribble. A good tap on as well from Arno. Pads there for the finish. Oh, gets nothing on it. Now the drop down to Arno. Once again, good block from Torquay. And Kit building up some of that steam.
Yeah, they're looking a lot more solid at the minute going forwards. Evascula just about surviving at this 1-1 scoreline, but that's a triple commit from them. Arno, a lot of time in the air for the double tap, just too high, but Matty keeps the pressure on, even though he had no boost himself. He throws that one high onto the back wall, and then back to himself as one in net jumps. Anka also no boost. Everyone, it seemed, just devoid of any sort of boost. And now we see Kit take a 2-1 lead.
Flat out panic from Uvascula in the back. And Kit haven't really had any difficult defensive situations to deal with.
Seems you've spoken too soon, Drumsels, as just like that, the 50 between Anchor and Mati drops to Maka, who will slam that one home and tie up the series. And yeah, just like that, we're back even. And now, you know, as you were saying, they've not really had too much in this series. As Mati almost puts it back on. Oh, almost saved, but suddenly quick fire goals coming out.
I think the bump from Mati, I don't know if he got it or not.
I'm not sure. There were sparks.
There were sparks.
It was close. Either way, I don't know if he quite could have reached it, but he tried his best. Talkie just not quite having a long enough car, unfortunately, for him in that spot. This one, though, the bounce almost catches them out.
Okay, that's not a convincing clear. That is, though. Straight up, Anchor decides, well, it doesn't have the boost to go for it. Maka's going to send it back. Oh, no. Lovely hit. So much power on it from that angle. Then gets the boost. Pad strips it. Dribbles it over him. Maka as well. Mati can only drop it down the double tap. Or channeling his inner psycho.
But counter-attack chance. That one almost didn't quite work out, as I don't think his teammates realized what he was after, and it could have been costly for them as Uvascula were looking to tie up, but this probably puts this game one to bed. Good offensive pressure here from Mati. Gets it past Talkie and bumps him out, beating the second man to even demo him as well. Pads then comes in as the cleanup crew. 4-2 now to Kit. And Uvascula, although looking a lot better than they did in game one against DCU, still having some defensive troubles at times.
Yeah, I have to say, both of the Uvascula goals have been good shots that just nobody was expecting. But all of the Kit goals have just been dismantles of that Uvascula defense. And they look on fire already, and it's only game one.
Yeah, a lot of pressure coming out from them. They managed 9 shots to the 7. Not too much difference there, really. Probably expected a little bit more going in favor of Kit. But I think in terms of overall pressure and where the possession and the ball mainly ended up was probably 60-40 in favor of Kit, with the ball being in the blue half. Because for a lot of the game, especially in the second portion, that ball was over the blue net. There was a point where all 3 players on Uvascula's side did not have any boost either in net. Good pressure, and that seems to be Uvascula's undoing. They managed to break out of that when DCU sat back. Mind you, that was game 3. But you'd hope for their sake that they don't have to wait for the other team to drop off a little bit, because if not, we could be seeing them not look too good again in this game 2 and then suddenly try and bring it out in game 3. As once again, the server being the bane of our existence tonight, going down for maintenance.
Let's check if that was just us once again.
Rather unfortunate, but yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Little bit of break now. They're allowed to, or they're given the time just to talk themselves through that game 1, try and keep themselves motivated. Know that no matter what, they've proven that they can reverse sweep tonight. So not to get disheartened, even if they do find themselves going down in games and goals.
I think a little break in momentum favours Kit, if anything, because they came into that last game already with the momentum, and they still lost. It came in completely cold and came away with the win. So all that's going to do is just revert it back to that state a little bit. Yeah, it feels like it might just run away with this game.
Yeah, your prediction looking a little bit stronger than mine right now. But we are just waiting for the players to come back in. But in the meantime, we can bring you one of the results from the other games. Hamburg looks like they've taken down Warwick with a 3-0 sweep. So all 4 of the English teams in this lower bracket tonight have all gone out. Lancaster, Portsmouth, Bath, and Warwick dropping out here. So only UWE, is it? And Nottingham Trent are the two left. As I'm not quite too sure what's going on. We might be experiencing some slight technical issues here. Trying to just get the server back up and ready for the players.
Somebody made a good point to me earlier that the quarantine, or just isolation that most of the world is going through at the moment, is really putting a strain on a lot of different game servers and just servers in general, YouTube, stuff like that, because people are just at home playing Rocket League. And so I think that's the reason a lot of these have been going down at the moment, is just so many people are logged in and playing. There were over 400,000 people on yesterday.
That's one of the highest concurrent number of players ever on Rocket League I've seen, I think. So, yeah, that just shows. I mean, I hope everyone out there is staying safe and staying away from other people, basically. However weird that sounds. I mean, yeah, we're gamers. We're playing Rocket League. We're watching Rocket League, casting Rocket League. What else do you need to do, eh?
Stay inside and watch a URC in the dark alone. It's the safest way to be.
Actually is. Yeah, hopefully though the players will be joining us and we can get back to bringing you some high action Rocket League. But if you were Javaskula and you came off that huge reverse sweep against ECU and now find yourselves not looking too great here against Kit, what do you think they need? What's missing right now from them?
I mean, I think, like I say, all of Kit's goals were kind of dismantling plays. They were going in one at a time, which, I mean, that's the right way to be, but they were just being beaten very easily. I think they need more fake challenges. I think they need a bit more patience, probably. Because at the moment, they're trying to match Kit for speed, and they're just being taken down.
Yeah, I think it was big clears as well they were missing. Every chance they got to clear, it almost seemed like someone from Kit was closing them down to get a block or get a 50. And then also choosing the wrong time to make the clears, where when they did boom it forward, someone's back, picks it up and brings it right back at you again. And you've really got to... It's a hard thing to do, is get the timing sorted to know when to do which. But that's when you really need communications to be full effect, because someone who's sat out of the play at the minute, say the third man in rotation, he can see a lot more of the game, and that's when he can tell his teammates he has the time and he has the space. But yeah, still technical issues going on. Apologies for the delay tonight for our last game. Not quite too sure what's going on with that. Okay, yeah, I think if people want to have a quick glimpse over on Rocket Kingdom, we do have Dorans going up against Hamburg. But yes, this game should be getting back to you sooner rather than later, we hope. There's just a problem with getting players into a private server, so we're going to have to be doing this where we invite all the players to the lobby. Which probably means a bit of adding friends on Steam and then getting them in that way. It seems to be working out right now, but I don't know what the maximum number is.
To a party, I think it's 8.
Oh, that might limit it a bit then.
Yeah, but we can start the game and then kick a couple of people out.
That is true. Start the lobby at least, get the other two to join, and then, fight them. That is life hacks with Drumsaws.
I mean, you mentioned that game. You mentioned it's been a pretty rough day for the UK teams. The Dutch teams, that last game on Rocket Kingdom TV, Groningen could make it 4-4 for Dutch teams. Which would just be...
Groningen are already through. They reverse swept Lancaster.
Sorry, yeah, Dorans, that's the one. I'm a professional.
Yeah, that is the final game to make it 4-4 and replace what probably expected to be 4 British teams in this final 8. Because the British teams have been known to, be one of the stronger outfits, but I mean, this just gives rise to why the Dutch teams are getting their own league as of next year. They fully deserve it because they are one of the strongest nations now in University Rocket League, and they deserve their own league to show off and showcase that ability.
Definitely. And I think it's good that there's a lot more representation coming through for just different individual countries in terms of university tournaments. I mean, we had, what was it recently has been, I mean, the Irish League. I think that's quite a recent addition.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure on that, to be honest. They might have been
Probably
around
not.
previously, but you'd hope that more. It's just as soon as it becomes more known, I think, in universities and different nations that things like this are happening, then it'll become a lot more obvious and a lot more likely that players will realize. But I think Rocket League is such a big game that captures a lot of young people, that these guys who, you know, might be watching this now in 2-3 years time, maybe even next year, you know, they finish their A levels, however that's being done this year, who knows, or they make their way through school, they get to university, and then this is one of the possibly a big reason they go to university. They want to compete at one of the highest levels, get their name out there, show off their talents.
Yeah. I mean, I know just this year alone, we've had an enormous spike in just people signing up. The number of teams has increased so much throughout the world, really.
I mean, yeah, when we started, 4 years ago at Kiel, we started in our second year. I found out a day before our varsity for Rocket League that it was happening. And I think at that point, for any tournaments, it was great when there was like 20 teams. We were like, oh my God, there's so many. This is brilliant. Because normally it was like, 10 to 12, something just a bit minimalistic. And that was good enough as it was then. And then, our last semester, how many teams did we have in the first semester? Like 70 or 60, and we thought that was unreal.
I think it was 50 something.
Yeah, and we thought that was amazing. And then come now to this year, last semester in NSC had 115 plus teams sign up, which is just, you know, crazy. And that's just one country. If this can branch out to every country in Europe, then, you know, it's a spectacle. You then get the best of the best coming out and playing.
Yeah. And I mean, as we saw in the EU versus NA show match that happened recently, we can go toe-to-toe with the Collegiate Rocket League Titans.
Yeah, I had the joys of casting that a few weeks back now, but we did see Nottingham Trent be the one team from the UK to knock down one of the CRL teams and show that we are a bit of a force. And just a bit of information here from Scenarius. Benelux will definitely have something next season, working on the Nordic regions as well as Poland. So there is a chance that there could be leagues coming up for those countries as well in the university scene, which will be great to just build it more. I think we're just having issues with one player connecting to our lobby. Should hopefully get that sorted sooner rather than later. That would be great if it can happen.
Like I say, I don't know if it's, you know, issues with the servers, but I think everyone's been having a little bit of lag issues recently. So
yeah, as you say, just the demand, game demand. Oh, I don't know. This is definitely gonna. I mean, this huge break now. I really wonder how it's going to affect the teams, because we've had 5 of the 6 players sat in this server now for about 5 minutes at least, and you've got to imagine they're probably getting a bit cold. So I'm not sure.
It's reverting more and more to that state that I said last game. Both teams coming in. Well, at least Kit coming in a little bit not warmed up, and Uvascular coming in kind of warm, but still having had a bit of a break between games. Oh,
we have development. The last player, Arno, seems to have joined the party match. So hopefully, well, the party, he hasn't yet joined the match.
Join the match.
He has joined the match. We can get this game underway. Thank you, everyone, for waiting as we can finally continue the series. But the kit players apologizing for their issues. It's not too much they can help. And just a little bit of information on the Doran's Hamburg game. Hamburg are currently 7-0 up in game 2.
Oof.
So, unfortunately, if you're a Dutch fan, you might not see all 4 teams make it today. Or make it to the top 8, and only 3. But that is still brilliant numbers, nevertheless. Now, will one Finnish team make it through to the top 8, or will we have 2 German sides? Are there any other German sides in? There might only be 2.
There's Berlin, I know for sure.
Yeah. And Hamburg, yeah. If Hamburg beat, of course. Anyway, back to this game. Pads has taken an early lead for Kit. Just a big boomer downfield. No one back for Yavaskula. That's probably just being cold, you would hope.
Would hope, yeah. It's always a little bit rough to see defensive issues happening this early in the game, but I mean, I guess that's the time for them to happen. Get them out of the way early. Try and sort some of those issues as the game goes on, but Arno wasting a lot of boost here in the air, still keeps 30 behind him. The wall. Okay, nice tap to the middle. Anchor just finds the post. Close effort from Yavaskula.
Slowly getting themselves into this game. I mean, it seems like it is a long time ago now since that game 1 where we saw Kit win 4-2. Looking a little bit comfortable, and not the first time just now that Mac has had a little bit of a whiff. Just trying to find his feet again. Torquay accidentally getting a flip reset. Not what he was after on that either. The mechanics just need slight warming up again. The problem is that they're already 1-0 down in the series. So they only have one more lifeline. And I mean, that's all it took. It took 2 games to warm up against DCU, and then they finally appeared a very strong outfit. But right now, they look shaky.
Right now, this is just Kit. There's not much can be done against that. A player should have been on the backboard. I think Anko was rotating in from the side. But it's just dismantling play once again from Kit. Nobody can get anywhere near from Yavaskula. Anka puts one up high. Anka plays it back to Torquay. Positioning, it's going to be a favourable bounce off the corner, but Mati reads it well. Anka's up soon. Pinch is going to go over to Anka, but the speed from Mati. Oh, good save. Nice tap from Torquay.
Oh, that's a big double commit. Torquay had a chance to take that one away, though, but I think a teammate sort of got in the way, maybe called low boost. And sadly, that chance goes begging.
Yeah, a couple of good chances so far for Yavaskula. Nothing coming of them so far. That was another close one. And, oh, the counter-attack. And the counter-attack. Both being shut down by the defense of either side.
Please don't continue that for the whole game. The counter attack comes on now.
At some point, I'll lose counter.
Hey, no.
Oh, now Marco up to the corner. Oh no. Big tap from Anka. That's an open net, but Pads elects to go for the pass instead of the shot. Gonna leave. Another counter attack chance. Sorry. Dribble it to the corner. Nice pinch. He's going to alleviate that pressure early on. Yavaskula starting to find their footing.
Still struggling to get any plays going. Just everything they try right now is shut down. But as I say that, a huge double commit once again on the side of Kit just gifts the open net for Torquay to put that one away. Arno and Mati both flying high on that one. big communicational mistake there, costing their side the little 2-goal cushion they had.
Still a goal ahead though, and only a minute and a half left. Plenty of time in Rocket League, but a stressful minute. Yeah. No boost, kind of floundering. Somehow manages to outplay Pads. Torquay goes sailing off. He's coming back with no boost. The ball slowly rolling its way into the kit half. Nice little tap. Arno can't get any height on the flick. That's Mati and Pads both up. Torquay has a chance for a centre, but Mati gets there first.
Oh, another double commit though. That's 2 in a row. Something's just not quite working out right now for Kit on the defense and the communication. Maybe just not quite rotating at the same speed. But for now, it's not cost them the second goal. However, it actually has. As Torquay once again gifted an open net. 2 players caught too far forwards. Arno misjudges and actually ends up blocking Mati to allow Torquay just to pop that one home. And suddenly we're at 2-2 with only 30 seconds to go. And for Jyväskylä looking really wobbly and cold at the start of this game. Gifted 2 opportunities and they've taken full advantage of them.
Really have. And I've got to say, it's a couple opportunities that just shouldn't have happened. A couple of double commits. That's another one almost materializing for Jyväskylä. He put that up high, trying to end this in regulation. Oh, the wheels hit. So close for Kit.
Now we have overtime, and this is where anything can happen. One more mistake from Kit at the back can prove oh so costly. They've really got to show that up. But Maka on the other end has just handed that one to Pads. And that will now require another reverse sweep for Jyväskylä. As unfortunately for them, they throw away the chance to tie up the series. And now have it all to do.
I mean, they've shown that they can do it once. Why not do it twice? I think Jyväskylä, I mean, last game was 4-2, this game was 3-2. They're slowly, very slowly bringing it back. Just remains to be seen whether or not they can stay composed enough, because they've just started to pick up some steam.
Yeah, I mean, their steam was picked up by Kit handing them open nets, though. That I think, besides that, they really didn't have much going for them offensively again. But I think this game, it's hard to get a measure on this game, because they had like 10 to 15 minutes before that where they were basically, most of them sat in a lobby or trying to join the lobby. They weren't, playing Rocket League. So it's really hard to judge what this game means in terms of how players are performing. The only major thing we know is now that Jyväskylä have no more lives. This is it. They cannot afford to lose one more. And they have 5 minutes to start the comeback once again. This feels very similar to that last series against DCU, where they just looked pretty much down and out. And then suddenly, everything started going their way. So they will hope that the same thing will happen again.
Getting deja vu here, Princey. I mean, Kit, a much more fierce team than DCU, I have to say. Cutting off. Almost getting lucky chance there to the middle. Double commit from Jyväskylä. Torquay has forced up another double commit from Jyväskylä between Anka and Maka. Anka to himself on the backboard. Gets it over one. That's hovered a lot longer than it should in front of the Kit net.
Unfortunately, Maka did not expect that double tap from his teammate to get through, so he was not positioned to take advantage. If so, they could have seen themselves get a nice 1-0 up. Instead, you have Mati, just 50ing the whole team and burning time off the clock. I mean, it doesn't matter yet. We're still tied at 0-0, but showing his individual strength and his fire burner-esque plays.
I have to say, Mati is looking like by far the strongest player on the pitch at the moment. His speed, his confidence, they are unmatched so far. Playing that one back down to Pads. Pads gets the big clear. Arno almost beats Toki, but Toki up nice and quick. No boost to follow that up. It's Pads going to get the free hit off the corner to himself. Big bump from Arno on Anchor. It's not even one-on-one between Pads and Maka. Oh, the pass to the middle is just a bit too hard. They're still stringing together these team plays, our kit.
It's not quite working for them yet. Now we might see Yvaskala get an opportunity for their first one. Double commit from Pads and Arno. But Yvaskala just elect to drop off instead. Try and regather their boost. But that's a huge whiff. And a big bump as well. Arno gets this one back to the middle. Maka is able to clear that away without any pressure though. Both teams suddenly playing this really safe.
I think Yvaskala giving Kit a lot of respect. And Yvaskala double committing a bit too much. But still 0-0, half the game gone. Could be either teams, and Anchor, the deadly goal scorer from the last series, has put that into a difficult spot, but lovely tap away.
Oh, but that one snuck
Ooh.
through. Somehow, Torquay puts his team 1-0 up. Just Arno and Pads. Arno reversing into his teammate and then cannot get back in time to make the save as Torquay just swings back round. And another mistake. I feel like every goal that Yvaskala have scored this series has just been mistakes from Kit at the back.
Something that they definitely need to shore up, as they now find themselves down a goal in this all-important Game 3. But Pads has time in the air. He's faked it for Arno, almost finds its way in. Anchor has to play to the wall. 50, heading towards net. Torquay's going to be there. Anchor almost lands on it. Pads sends it back. Maka gets the clear. Starting to break some of this pressure from Kit.
Yeah, not great from Yvaskala. They're inviting the pressure right now. Just maybe slowing the game down at the wrong time. That's a big whiff, but Maka is allowed to pick up this ball. However, just flicks it right into his opponent. A lot of boost starving, I think, going on from Kit right now. But well played from Torquay to at least take 2 out for the time being and just slowly work down the clock.
Kit definitely looking a little bit on the back foot, but not really changing anything with their playstyle so far. Okay. Control. Good 50 with Paz. That's going to give it to Maka. Okay. Not to go up the ceiling. Dribbling it to the backboard. Awkward for Mati, but does well. The middle, Arno. It's there already. He's the last one. Arno puts that to the backboard. Mati's up there. The tap down to Pads. Oh, gets the block. These team plays are looking so dangerous.
Yeah, but for all that, the clock's still counting down. And Yvaskala are only 30 seconds away now from getting their first game in their series and starting the reverse sweep. Maka wants to make it a cushion, and what a shot he pulls out to do just that. That probably sees the end of this Game 3. A great shot. Arno cannot reach it in time. And now with just 26 seconds to go, they look pretty set to take Game 3 and take step 1 of the reverse sweep.
Well, they've done it once already. Could we see the back-to-back reverse sweep to take them through to the top 8? Anchor. Got control here. Arno has to get the touch, but does very well. Mati is going to put that to middle. Pads can't get near it. That's not enough time left on the clock for 2 goals. Yvaskala say, Drumzors, your prediction is wrong. They're going to take a game and go 1 behind.
They make it 2-1 in the series now. Stop the sweep against them. Begin the steps for this reverse sweep, but there is still a lot to do, and we finally actually saw in that second goal from Maka, their first goal that was not a direct misplay from Kid at the back. I think that was one of the most important things, is they finally got a goal that was actually their offense, not just the double commit.
Yeah, and like I say, they were feeling a lot more confident towards the end of that game. That last redirect from Maka was absolutely gorgeous, falling just below the bar. And you got to have some good faith in your teammates to be able to go up for that.
Oh,
I think
for
feeling,
sure.
Feeling a little more composed at the moment, as they have been in this last couple of games.
Yeah, you've got to say that, because like to go up for a shot like that when you've 26 seconds left on the clock, you're 1-0 up, and if you miss, you're out the game for probably 10 of those 20 seconds, possibly.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's a high risk play, but they got the reward from it, and now that's probably the footholds, the confidence booster that they need. They didn't feel like they had to hang on to the 1-0. They made it 2-0. They made it more comfortable themselves. And that will help them mentally as well going now into this game 4.
Yeah, are probably going to be coming into this one swinging. They want to try and just stifle any of the confidence that EURC are coming into this with. So, expect to see some oppressive play in the first couple of minutes of this game. But it's a counter-attack opportunity. Pads has to make the tap to the corner. Maka's going to send that to the middle. 2 players up there for Kit. Oh no. Gets the clear, but Anchor is already waiting. Awkward challenge from Mati. Forces Pad. Send it over to the corner. Arno's there. Almost beaten by Torquay. Once again, EURC are starting with the majority of the chances this game.
Oh, but that's really well played from Mati. Just beating out 2 players there. However, yeah, very probably even footing right now for both teams. A lot of midfield battles, just slightly in favor of EURC, as you said. And that's really how they've got to keep it for this whole game, because they can't afford a slip up. They need the reverse sweep. This is a good opportunity. Pads gets up nice and quickly there to stop that one. Now Torquay has only left Anchor alone at the back, but he does well. The double demo though.
Oh,
Huge double demo. It opens up the space. Mati couldn't quite get the shot on target himself, but Pads with a nice follow-up, even though she gets bumped, still manages to make the touch and put them 1-0 up. A little bit more comfortable now for Kit, trying to find a cushion with the second. Now we need to see EURC with that sort of mental strength that they showed when they went 1-0 down for the most part in Game 5 against DCU. They need to keep that going right now. But it's looking awkward for them at the minute.
especially with Mati taking out 2 of your players in one play. Really, really shining as just not even a 1v1 player, he's a 1v2 player. At the moment, Kit, with a goal ahead, they need to hang on to that pressure. Oh no. Play it up on the wall, but Marker's already waiting. It's just Mati back. Taps it to the corner, but Pads, good speed. Takes Marker completely out the game. There's no boost coming back. Okay, goes up for the read, still has the flip, but Arno is up quickly. See.
Interesting.
No man's land. Sorry.
Yeah, interesting choice of rotation from Anchor. Really cut off Maka at the back. Trying to just, I think, catch out these players by getting into their eyesight. Just a little bit of information on the other game. As this one... Actually, wait a second on that. This is close. As Mati got a great touch. Now Torquay going the other way. Yeah, Dorans have brought it back to 2-2 in the other series, so they're looking to reverse sweep themselves.
What is today?
Seems like the reverse sweep day, if you ask me. This is what EURC still need. They have 1:40 to find 1 goal at least to take it through to overtime here in Game 4. That is a huge double commit, though, and that might just be the death of them.
Tragic mistake in the defense from Uvascular. Torquay saw that Maka was in front of him, but still decided to stop and go for the ball. He could have challenged while still on the back rotation, and that is out. That can't be happening from Uvascular at this stage.
That is a really painful one to take. They now only have a minute and a half to find 2 goals. And all this time now, just slowly counting down, they're running against the clock. Kit will feel really favorable that they can just see out this position that they're in now. Arno wasting a lot of time as well, getting flipped. Resets at the back, but that's an awkward one for Mati. Plays it really well to stay on it and get 3 follow-up touches. Now actually might have a chance to score.
Oh, Anchor does well. I don't know how that's not gone in. The smoke screen. Bucky, oh, that's not the touch he was looking for. That was rolling safe, but nobody challenges there from Kit. Probably rightfully playing this a little bit safe. Bucky, up to Maka. That's 1 player out. Toki gets the shot. Arno can't get to it.
Oh, it's not over yet.
Vascular, they're back within 1.
It is not over yet. Mako, great speed. And then Torquay flying around again. Doesn't get the best of connections, but no one's back in net. And now 41 seconds. We saw them score the winner with 5 seconds to go. They have plenty of time based off that to get the tying goal, but they cannot afford to concede one here as Mati is trying to put this game to bed. Arno's up, gets the double tap. Oh, Torquay got bumped, but still makes the save.
Don't know how that stayed out. Oh, Anchor. Big whiff. That's going to cost some valuable time. But Maka. Up to Torquay. Torquay's going to get there first, but another whiff. Uvascular feeling the pressure. He is just going to send that down the line. Nobody's back for Uvascular. So, break a bit of that pressure. Anchor gets the tap. That's going to roll awkwardly towards net. Maka. It's up for the shot. Mati gets the nice hit. That's going to waste some time. Arno onto the corner. He's just going to get this as far away from his net as possible. Anchor taps it. Mati's there. Can Torquay keep it up? No, but Arno can. Maka plays it up. Torquay's there on the wall. Doesn't have the boost.
There's a chance here.
Anchor. Oh, Pads is already back. It's still up here. I think Kit just want this down. They want to get this on the floor. Anchor. That's not the best tap. Maka's got no boost.
Oh, unfortunate. They tried so hard. That ball stayed up for ages in the end on 0 seconds. But Kit see off Uvascular's reverse sweep attempt, win this 3-1 to put themselves up into the top 8. Congratulations to them.
I think, what a fantastic game to end it on. So back and forth. I think Kit definitely looked on top for a lot of it, but Uvascular showed that they can match them time and time again. And so tragic. We've seen so many tragic endings to series today. Just so close to getting that 0-second equalizer.
Yeah, they were showing that they're so strong coming back from being in a bad position. The problem was they just let it fall a bit too far. That second goal proving the damage, as you could see their nerves when the time was going down. They just weren't feeling too confident because Kit looked a lot more solid than DCU did throughout that. And unfortunately for them, that is the end of the road for Uvascular.
Well played, I've got to say. I put them down and out. I put them down for a 3-0. They took a game away from Kit, and they were inches away from taking a second one, taking us to that game 5. Well played, sirs.
Yeah, so just a recap for the teams that we've seen go through today. We have Nottingham Trent, who went through in the upper bracket as the game that should have been played last week. They beat Dorans 3-1. We've just watched Kit beat Uvascular here. Same score, 3-1 as well. And then from our games earlier on in the night, we saw Portsmouth collapse against Northern Lions, lose 3-2 in that. And we also we didn't see. Well, we saw Groningen go up and comfortably beat Bath Salts, but they then went up and reverse swept Lancaster. Another upset there. And now we're just waiting on the final result of the day, as Dorans are looking to come back for the reverse sweep against, who is it they're playing again? Hamburg. We are just awaiting confirmation, so we know exactly what happened on that one. But a lot of reverse sweeps today. It's been crazy.
It's been an absolutely mad day for EU University Rocket League. I can't believe some of the games we've seen. I mean, it's been so close for so many teams. I think a lot of teams are going to feel cheated that they haven't made it. I mean, most of all, you and Evascula.
Yeah.
Two teams that put up a really good fight against opponents they were maybe had the edge over for some of the game, but yeah, I think anybody could have taken it today.
Just a quick update on the game. Hamburg are up 1-0 with 30 seconds left in the series being 2-2. It's close, but we've seen a lot of goals close to 0 seconds. Uvascular showing that they were strong in that. And the question is, Adorans, who knows? If you guys want to catch the end of that game, you can quickly run over to the Rocket Kingdom's Twitch channel to catch it. We will be just awaiting that scoreline and then having a quick roundup. It is at 0 seconds. It is at 0 seconds. Who knows what's happening? Hamburg have won. Hamburg take the last spot, make 3 German teams in the top 8. 3 Dutch teams as well. No one really expected, maybe one was expected, but no more than that. And you have 3 Dutch teams, 3 German teams, and 2 British teams rounding off your top 8, moving on to the quarterfinals next week. Pretty mad.
Pretty mad. I mean, like you say, I can't believe Dutch universities don't have a league yet.
I think it's just, having it become more mainstream and getting more people knowing about this whole thing that's going on. They finally now made a name for themselves and showing why this is the case, that they should indeed have one too.
Oh yeah. I mean, they came to within 1 goal of having 4 teams in the top 8. 50% of the top 8 being Dutch.
That's wild.
It's absolutely bonkers. But I mean, we have 3 countries spread over 8 teams in this final 8. But like I say, it could have gone to any team that played today.
Previously, it had been very much dominated by the British and German teams. And now the Dutch are coming in, being like, hold up, guys. We're big here. We've got something to prove ourselves. And that's the scary thought, you know. All 3 of those teams have looked very strong to push on through to this stage. And you can't take any opponents for granted now because of how close it was in this lower half. So many reverse sweeps, so many 3-2s. I think actually, if I am not mistaken, all 4 of our lower bracket finals of today to make top 8 were 3-2s, and I think 3 of those were reverse sweeps.
No,
yes, that is correct.
Kit versus Uvascular that we just saw.
Oh, 3-1, yeah.
3-1, yeah.
Uvascular, you disappointed us.
I'd say that. It was nearly a 3-2.
It was nearly. I was just still hyped from their 3-2 before, so I thought that was why. But nah, 3 of the 4 though still just shows how close it was.
Oh yeah. But I think now that game wrapped up, it's been, like you say, I can't believe some of the games we've seen. Let's talk about some of the teams. I think the only matchup we have confirmed for next week is Berlin versus was it? Or was it Berlin versus...
No, it's versus
Lions?
Portsmouth or Northern Lions. Yeah, because Northern Lions beat Portsmouth, so it will indeed be Berlin versus Northern Lions. And I think we now have someone here to speak to us. I'm not quite sure who it is.
We do have a Killsync. Hello.
Oh, hello, Killsync.
How are you?
Hello, guys. Very good. How are you guys?
We're good. We've had some great games tonight, so
Yeah, we've
It's
had some
been good.
absolutely phenomenal plays as well. Absolutely incredible. We just had Hamburg beating out Dorans 3-2 in what looked like it should have been an easy series. They won the first game 8-0.
Wow.
And from there, yeah, it just started getting worse and worse for Hamburg, unfortunately, but managing to take the final game. How was your guys' games though? How did they all go?
So we had a very convincing win for who was it? Groningen against Bath. Then you guys, I think, had the fun of the Groningen Lancaster reverse sweep.
We did, which was disappointing to say the least from
the British perspective.
From the Lancasters team, yeah, disappointing to say the least. I mean, they played such an incredible game, and in the third game, Films, bless him, was trying so hard to hold up that team, but it just wasn't working. It was really just a one-man attempt, and after that, they were just kind of dominated by Groningen.
Ah, that's a shame. I mean, yeah, we've got a soft spot for all the British teams as we are.
No bias here.
No, we're with some of the main casters for the NSE, so we watch them week in, week out. We know their ins and outs. We know what they're about. It's a shame that they've missed out the way they have.
Yeah, definitely. They put in a good performance, though. They tried their best, and it's just that obviously for us, it's a shame that both teams can't go through, but somebody has to be eliminated at the end of the day. But we did get to see Nottingham Trent versus Dorans in the upper bracket as our first game, and Nottingham Trent looked incredible. The team plays coming out from Instinct and Misty were just absolutely insane. Misty was playing on 190 ping for the entirety of the match.
Oh yeah, because he's back in
of course.
Asia, isn't he now?
Yeah, he's back in Malaysia, so he was playing on 190 ping. Honestly, looked like he was playing on 20 ping. He made
Wow.
it look easy. It was incredible.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah.
I mean, would you say they're one of the strongest outfit now in this top 8 then? I haven't yet seen them in this, so I'm not quite sure what they're like, but I know that they were the only team to beat the collegiate teams when we had our little head-to-head matches. So what do you think?
Definitely.
Would you put them as your number one?
I would probably put them as my number one. I haven't seen Berlin Phoenix play yet, so I can't say whether they would be my number one. But having watched Nottingham, it was unbelievable. I think if Misty were on EU ping, they would 100% be my number one. But the ping is so unreliable that I've got a feeling it's really going to let them down at some point. But the passing play is coming out from them, and there was one play in particular that stands out in my mind with Misty faking all 3 defenders, Instinct then refaking another defender, and air dribbling over the last 2, and it was just they just tore them apart. It was what you would expect to see in something like RLRS, and it was just unreal. It was just insane.
I need to see a clip of that, I think.
Yeah, I might need to catch that. I mean, we had some nice flip resets coming out from the Northern Lions teams as they went on to beat Portsmouth. Have you know, like
Yeah, that sounded incredible. Did you get to see it?
we were casting it. It was
How was it?
It was.
Sorry,
I mean, the biggest highlight goals we had from this evening both came from that game. Psycho's sick double tap off of the floor, and Sai's insane flip reset coming off the crossbar. 2 of the best goals I've seen in tournament games, I think.
Yeah, it was a really good game, but I think it was one that Portsmouth basically shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
They came out in game 1 and 2 trying to be the fastest team alive, going the all-out bim bam, and it didn't work. They were putting up 10 plus shots a game, but it was funny to watch because you had all these players from Portsmouth flying around the field, going everywhere, this way, that, and you just see the other team, Northern Lions, just sat in net, just watching, being like, okay, but you've not beaten any of us yet. What are you doing? Kind of thing going on. And then Portsmouth went 2-0 down in that, brought it back to game 5 once they finally realized they had to just sit back and relax. But then Northern Lions beat them. In the end, they ended up going back to the speedy plays that wasn't good for them.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely seen some of the best goals. I definitely agree with you. I've seen some of the best goals I've seen so far from EURC. One that stands out in particular was TK for Hamburg. He got a flip reset double touch, and it was just insane. He beat out two defenders for it, and it was incredible. And that's not to take away from the fact that he wasn't even their best player on the team either. That was MJ by far. He pulled off a ceiling shot just before the double touch flip reset was done, and it was madness. Hamburg were just dominant. They were just a force to be reckoned with. Either Nottingham Trent or Hamburg would probably be my favourites, even though they only won the last game 3-2. If they can do what they did in the first two games, I think they'll tear apart most of the teams that are going through to these playoffs.
But would that be Hamburg, or is it Doran's actually, just not really coming out the blocks, do you think? Or did they just seem above and beyond?
No, Hamburg did the same to Warwick. They did exactly the same to Warwick. Both teams just could not break down the Hamburg offense. The defense from both teams, they were there. It's just Hamburg were unstoppable at times. Nothing any teams were doing seemed to be able to counteract them, and no one seemed to be able to get a footing. And I think it will take a really good team to be able to stop Hamburg when they're in motion.
Well, speaking of, we have the matchups for next week, and Hamburg are going up against UWE. So I think if any team's going to stop them, it's probably the University of West England. In that case, I probably have to back those guys. They have been so solid recently, finally, picking up the form, losing the inconsistencies that's plagued them for a few weeks of NSC. And I think they'll just be like the outright winners. Then in terms of the other matches, we have Rotterdam and Kit. I don't know if you've watched any of those, Killsync, but I had Rotterdam last week. They just were on fire. They demolished Portsmouth 3-0, basically saving every shot Portsmouth put on them. And they're going up against Kit, who got beaten 3-1 by Berlin last week, and then came and beat Jyväskylä just now 3-1 to go through there as well, after Jyväskylä had previously reverse swept DCU. And then
I heard about that game. That was meant to be quite a good game. I actually watched Kit SC. I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago now. It might have even been 3. And they didn't seem... It's harsh to say, but they didn't seem overly impressive, even though I think they 3-0 sweeped in the game that I was watching. But it still didn't feel like they could beat a lot of the top-tier teams within these brackets. But that being said, I would have thought Portsmouth would have walked through brackets, and they didn't. They got pulled straight up in today's matches, and that's just quite a surprise. So I think actually, if anything, what this has shown is any team is capable of pulling it off, providing they can just keep consistent for a week.
Yeah, that's what I would say, is that Kit, I mean, it's easy to say that they don't look very strong, but they're just not very flashy. What they are is unbelievably just resilient and quite consistent. So I think that's something that's going to go really good for them against these teams that are a bit more flashy.
Well, our other two matches are Nottingham Trent versus Groningen. And then lastly, Berlin Phoenix versus Northern Lions Esports.
I find it interesting that the two UK teams that are in the top 8 at the moment are teams that were just nowhere to be found last season. They're completely new additions to the top echelon of UK university esports.
Yeah, well, it was the late pickups, wasn't it? I mean, UWE getting Sebadam has proved a huge difference, and it's fair enough. He's such a big name in the actual Rocket League scene. Still probably around the edges of being a bubble player, previous RLRS quality. But we've got that in quite a few of these teams now. Lancaster probably should have made it, but they've got reverse swept by Groningen. So, there's that. But Berlin have two. They had a current RLCS player. Unfortunately for Tigray, he's now dropped out as AS Monaco falls short. But that happens sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. In next week's games, I can honestly say, having seen Groningen play today and having seen Nottingham Trent play today, if Nottingham Trent play the way they played and Fair Play play the way they played, Nottingham Trent will sweep them. And it will not be a simple sweep. It will be a very large goal fest for Nottingham Trent. Groningen need to come out of the gates a lot stronger than they did against Lancaster. Lancaster weren't even playing that fancy, and they tore them apart in game one. I think it was 6-0 or 6-1, and they absolutely dominated them. It was not even up for debate. And then the second game, they could barely score. And Groningen hadn't changed up their playstyle. It's just that Lancazé just couldn't get the shots on target that they were getting previously. But Nottingham Trent, every shot Johnny takes, every shot Instinct takes, every demo he makes is perfect. It always seems to be the right one at the right time and in the right place. And if they do that against Groningen, they're just not going to stand much of a chance.
Interesting. Yeah, that's all this you guys have to look forward to next week, as we will be bringing you these matches. And just a final thoughts, Kilsink, before we end. We have 3 Dutch teams here making the top 8, and I don't think anyone expected more than one. Probably Rotterdam to be the one team that made it through, but they always looked previously like they'd underperform in sort of these sort of settings in the EURC. So just the fact that now we have 3 and only 2 British teams. The British teams are the least represented now in this top 8, which is crazy because we had 15 in the top 32, and then we had 7 in the top 16, and now we've lost so many.
Yeah, and it's quite unbelievable, really, because when you actually look at the teams that they played as well, they didn't just play easy teams. They got some of the hardest matchups you could get in the losers brackets. Playing Lancaster and Portsmouth is just not what you want to play at all, ever. And to have to play them and get to represent your country, for 3 of them to do it is just unbelievable. It's just unreal. It's a great performance all around for them. And I think they have, if I'm not mistaken, the highest representation in EURC left.
Germany are also tied with 3.
Are they
Hamburg
also tied
going
with 3?
through? Yeah. If Dorans had beaten Hamburg, all 4 of the teams that made it through to the top 16 would have also made it through. The reverse sweep almost happened to keep that Dutch powerhouse rolling through, but they are now tied with 3 teams each to Germany, and then the last 2 being British teams. And just on that point, Lancaster's A, the team that ended first seed this semester for NSE, miss out. They broke the record for the most points as well in the NSE being made this season. And then you have, Portsmouth last season, who came second this season as well, got the most, went unbeaten for 3 weeks last season, and they won it all. So, it's crazy just how volatile the UK scene is.
Yeah, it is. There's just such a variety of teams and such a variety of players that bring to the table a completely different playstyle. Lancazé, Tylacto and Films defending that backboard are monstrous, and DMAC being there to pick off the passes coming upfield is just devastating. But then on the flip side, you've got teams that are still left in, for example, like Nottingham Trent, where they play a completely different playstyle. Instinct is consistently looking for demos and bumps that take out the majority of the opposition from the game, and he does it perfectly. Misty feeds Johnny with backboard passes and sidewall reads, and Johnny is just so consistent with his placement on goal. And the 2 varying styles play quite well against each other, but often it just means that teams like Nottingham Trent don't play well against other UK teams, because the UK scene almost has been quite consistent now in their playstyle. They haven't really changed it up. Nottingham Trent came in and provided a completely different playstyle that we don't normally see, and it's refreshing, but it also shows why they've gone through, because it's not predictable.
Yeah, and just a final point on the other teams that we probably expected to be higher placed that have fallen out. In the NSE this season has been a weird place. There's been a lot of drama, a lot happening within teams, a lot of fallings out. We've seen Loughborough, Salford and BCU, teams that probably should have been a lot higher than they have ended up. Just losing some of their best players, like Smokey, having other things to deal with at Loughborough, so he wasn't playing this semester. Aaron got dropped by Salford or left. It's on. Who knows what happened there, but he stepped down. He doesn't play anymore. Rottweiler, an example, I hear they maybe had a fight with BCU. The whole BCU first team basically disbanded, and that's why they didn't play either. It's weird what's happened, but I think, to be honest, this sort of sums up British university scene. It's a bit hit and miss. No one's really too sure what's going on. And I think, to be honest, that's probably the end of us tonight. it is getting on a bit now, I've got to say. It's 10:30. We had a long break with server issues at one point, so...
Yeah, so did we. We had a little bit of a break. We also had a couple of server issues. Managed to get back up quite quickly, fortunately.
Yeah, so we will just leave you with... I will leave you with the games again, so you guys know and you can get hyped up about what we will be bringing you next week. So Berlin Phoenix, they are going up against Northern Lions Esports. You then have Nottingham Trent face Fair Play Groningen. Erasmus Esports Rotterdam versus Kit SC Lawnmowers. And last but not least, UWE Sea Stags against Ahoy Hamburger Backboard Flugautos, also known as Hamburg.
Nailed it.
So yeah, I've been Princey.
I've been Drumsels.
Drumsels, yeah.
And I'm Killsing.
Chipping in for the end with a little bit of analysis of the evening's events. Thank you all once again for tuning in. If you have managed to stay around for the whole time, I salute you. You have been a good trooper. We've had a great time tonight. I hope you guys have too. That is us. See you next week, Monday. Same time it should be. I don't believe there are any changes. And yeah, have a good one, guys. Stay safe.
Ich war gestern so hart am Grinden. Die neue Map. Einfach einen DD dabei gehabt mit AOE-Skill und Live-Drain.
Easy, ich habe alle Event-Quests abgeschlossen. Genug extra XP, dann ziehst du noch einen Boost aus der Lootbox, kannst selbst Sets farmen und Levels auch noch genug.
Are you afraid of the dark?